were you in high school?
I mean, I hit 400 hitter in high school. But I mean,
that's pretty good.
This is against 78 mile per hour fastball.
No, I get it, but that's still pretty good.
400 is 400.
400
I was a good high school and college.
It's Ted Williams and it's Paul Hembekides.
I went back to the tweet, and there are way too many people who were just writing back yes, 4, yes, 3, yes. Cam and I have the correct answer. No person, unless they're like Hembo, who played in college, grant you that. If you played in college, you can probably get a hit. If you didn't play in college, you are not getting a hit. Stop saying yes.
Bucks. The Bucks don't stop here. It's fitting. The song is fitting. Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Chris Larson breaking it all down till 5 o'clock. We are presented by Bud Light. This is a franchise moment. All of the noise that you heard about Giannis, right? All of the New York Times articles, whether you thought ESPN or the pundits were making too much of a big deal of Giannis's comments, you know who made a big deal of it, and you know who listened? The Milwaukee Bucks. They absolutely fleeced the NBA. They fleeced them. Here is the breakdown of how the Milwaukee Bucks got Damian Lillard to come to Milwaukee. Sources on the deal. Bucks receive Damian Lillard. Now, that is the only thing the Bucks will be receiving other than a pick swap, but that's just important enough. The Blazers will receive Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara. I hope I'm saying that right. It's fun to say because anything's fun to say right now. A 2029 first-round pick from the Bucks, and a pick swap. The Suns will receive Yusuf Nurkic, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. So that is the details of the Milwaukee Bucks trade to land Damian Lillard. The phone lines will be open for you to react with us. 800-990-3776. Ooh, it's Dame time, baby. Ooh, it's Dame time, baby. I'm Ben Brust. He's Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle.
You know, I'm excited.
That's not exciting.
Listen, I'm excited. I'm geeked. I'm stuck. As a Bucks fan my entire life, I always wanted the Bucks to compete. I could only dream of us getting an all-star type player like Damian Lillard. When we think about playing video games, that is the only way that came true. When people talked about trades and where Dame was going to go for the last 2 years, I wanted Dame, but I didn't think we could make it a reality just because we didn't have the pieces I thought that could get it. It was only a dream. So for real, true Bucks fans, this is incredible to have not one superstar, but you have another superstar. When is the last time the Bucks had two legitimate Hall of Fame players who are still high quality on the team at the same time? It was Oscar and Kareem from my recollection. This is an incredible moment in Bucks history.
He's Brad Nortman. Brad, say something.
I am speechless. I wish I could say something.
You can't be speechless because this is a radio show.
That's very true. I mean, maybe disbelief is the right way to put it. Similar to what Kyle was saying, that I never thought a trade like this would be possible for the Milwaukee Bucks. And it's one thing, look, I love Drew Holiday, and I love what he did for this city and this team. But Damian Lillard is a top 10 player in the league, bona fide superstar, complete player. In my opinion, I think Steph Curry is the probably best point guard in the league. But Damian Lillard's got to be number 2, and he's the most complete point guard. Talking about defense, assists, an excellent shooter, unlimited range. What he's going to do to this team to take pressure off Giannis, to take pressure off Chris Middleton. I mean, to have those big three, right? Giannis, Holiday, Middleton. Giannis was the only superstar, right? The other two were stars. Giannis was the only superstar. We have 2 superstars right now, and if Middleton can stay healthy, oh my.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing to see how John Horst went about this, right? As this is Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. We want to react with you. KBN Nation, anybody in between, black, white, yellow, pink, orange, Bucks fans or not Bucks fans, anyone, because this trade has turned the NBA upside down. 800-990-3776. Kyle was talking about having two superstars. That is amazing. But to know that you didn't have to get rid of Chris Middleton, you didn't have to get rid of youth. They didn't have second-round picks till 2088. Didn't matter. They got rid of another pick from 2029. You know why? Because they care about keeping Giannis. They listened. The complacency, they got to a point where they were in a spot where after they won the championship, they kept running it back. After losing in the first round to the Heat, Giannis wasn't satisfied. And anything Giannis says is what matters. And in the comments, you can read between the lines. It's not that he wanted to leave Milwaukee. He just wants to win championships. As you grow in your career, the most important thing is your legacy. Having one championship isn't good enough for Giannis, whether they win another championship or not. This was the absolute right move by the Milwaukee Bucks, and it probably, I will look at odds throughout the show. I'm sure there'll be some updated NBA championship odds to win next year. Adding Dame Lillard to the team, a guy who can make a shot at any point in any game from anywhere on the court. It's going to be different. Look, I think I do want to shout out Jrue Holiday because the Bucks would not have the championship that they had against the Phoenix Suns in 2021 without Jrue Holiday. He is the reason why that John Horst got this idea again, probably, because it's John Horst who traded for Jrue Holiday to help create a championship contending team. And Jrue, towards the latter half of these seasons, it's been hard for him to play both ways at an effective level. So what does he do? Trades Jrue Holiday, who I love, and I think Bucks fans love, and he will be forever appreciated in the city of Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin and what he did. But in order to keep Giannis happy, this is what John Horst had to do. He brought in a superstar, and the thing that we have not even talked about yet is, what do we hear about the Milwaukee Brewers? What do we hear about the Green Bay Packers? And what do we hear about the Milwaukee Bucks? No stars want to come to a mid-major city. Squash that. Squash that.
Well, one thing that can bring a star to a city like Milwaukee is having a star already here, but also having a trusted organization that you truly believe in. So I want to applaud the new ownership group for truly changing over the culture, changing the perception of who and what the Milwaukee Bucks were. Because, yes, people don't want to go to Green Bay like that, but we were able to get Reggie White to get there. We were able to get Charles Woodson. We were able to get some people because of the culture and the team that you have. And so, bravo. And congratulations to this organization for changing exactly who the Bucks were from when they first bought the team to kind of being a team that was always in the middle there, never really championship caliber, always trying to compete. They tore it down and they built it back up, and Giannis was the main piece and really helped that process, but they have made correct decision after correct decision. They made the decision to keep John Horst on this team, make him the general manager. They could have went outside and got somebody else, but they decided to make this young man the general manager, and now you kind of see the reaping the benefits, not only as Ben just said with the Jrue Holiday trade, and now you see again another trade acquiring a superstar piece like this.
You know, everything in sports and professional sports specifically, it's characterized by brevity. It's short. Your time window is very short. I think players understand that. At some point, a guy like Damian Lillard, who cares if I'm playing in LA or Miami or, you know, a glamour city like New York. He wants the same thing as Giannis. He just wants to win. He just wants to win. And you see that slip away faster than you ever imagined. That's what I believe was rooted in Giannis's comments. That, look, it's not necessarily where I play. I just have to win. I already see my window closing. In the same way, the Bucks organization looks at the generational talent that they have in Giannis, and they're also saying the same thing. You do not get this every day, and our window with a guy like Giannis is closing. So we need to do something. We need to do anything. And last week we talked a little bit about Giannis when he spoke out about, you know, I don't know what the future looks like. I just want to win. Well, we looked at the contract situation and saw that there was a 2-year window, and then after that, you know, everyone's going their separate ways and they're getting old. And it looked like, okay, the Bucks need to do something. They need to do anything. This was more than a something that I thought they'd ever be able to pull.
Quite impressive.
800-990-3776. We'll get to your calls shortly. 800-990-3776. Damian Lillard traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. No Drew Holiday anymore. No Grayson Allen. And, again, it's like, okay, 2029 pick. Who cares? It's about Giannis and it's about championships.
That's exactly. When we traded for Drew Holiday, you know what some people said at that time? They said, well, you gave up all those pick swaps. You gave up all those draft picks. You gave up some of the future. But at the end of the day, it is not about draft picks. It is not about the future. It is about now when you have somebody like Giannis. So again, we are now living in the now, and that window that Giannis sees has now become more open. This team was already a front runner when it came to an NBA title. I believe after this trade, we should be the team to beat in the East and in the NBA.
Absolutely. And when you look at it, too, I mean, look, Drew Holiday is a great player. I love me some Drew Holiday. I thought to get a guy like Damian Lillard, you have to get up a whole lot more.
Oh, it was a fleece. This was a fleece.
I mean, stunning
2 times
deal.
now, like you said.
Yes.
2 times.
Robbery, utter robbery for the Milwaukee Bucks in all the right ways.
What? So help me. All right,
I'm here.
I'm
here for
played
you.
Professional sports, and you signed a contract with an NBA team before. It was summer league contract.
Hey, I got paid.
Yeah,
Milwaukee Bucks.
You got paid, and so please walk me through.
I got all these jerseys in the office, and I don't have my Milwaukee Bucks Summer League gear.
You need to bring that one around, because just help me into the mindset, because of somebody who played a lot of NBA Live. I really didn't get into 2K, but played Live, so I've been a GM before in the video games. Help me understand why an organization would rather have somebody like Drew Holiday versus a young piece like Tyler Hero. That's why it's just so confusing to me of how the Bucks were able to successfully pull off this trade. Drew, I believe he has an option to opt out of his contract. Who knows what's going to happen after this season. He's an aging piece. What does that bring to the Portland Trailblazers? Just help me out on this.
It's a good question. I could see them buying out Drew Holiday and trying to, just continue the youth movement that would open up Drew Holiday. But again, something that is worth noting is Drew Holiday's 33 years old. Dame Lillard is 33 years old as well. So they're not trading for a spring chicken. They're trading for someone who's thirsty for a championship.
And 32 points per game.
One question that I will have, because the reason why I shouted out Drew Holiday, because it's worth shouting out Drew Holiday for what he was to the city and the championship team, is his defense and what he's been able to do for this team. Dame is not a lockdown defender, and I'm not going to get into the weeds of what the Bucks need to focus on, because there is an entire season built around trying to figure out how to do that. Adrian Griffin, the new head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks, Kyle, what does he specialize in?
He specializes in defense, and we know that very well as we played the Raptors.
The 2019 Toronto Raptors locked up the Bucks pretty good. It was the invention of the shrink and make driving lines small as can be, put up the wall, put in the little the pyramid, and again, this is a huge day for the Milwaukee Bucks. 800-990-3776. Let's hear from Ashton in Sheboygan. Ashton, let us know how you're feeling.
I haven't been this excited for anything sports related whatsoever since Game 6 of the NBA Finals.
That's an appropriate reaction. I mean, we have not been. I mean, this is more excitement for the Bucks than this city has seen. I mean, this is the biggest trade in Bucks history, easily, right? Has to be.
Yes. I mean, the answer is yes.
Okay, ask me.
Kareem
goes the other way.
We traded Kareem. Ask me.
Kyle.
This is the biggest trade in Bucks history. We were excited about Drew Holiday, who, again, a good player. I would say an elite defender, but he was not a superstar. The Bucks have never, in my recollection, traded for a superstar that can still put up points. The biggest player they probably traded for more recently was Gary Payton, like for real.
The glove.
That was the superstar level Gary was, and he was past his prime. This is an incredible moment in Bucks history.
Ashton, thank you for the call.
Yeah, so and Ashton said he hasn't been this excited since Game 6 of the NBA Finals. I mean, I got to agree, right? I mean, there were some fun times with Ray Allen and the guys, but this feels different. This feels totally different.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, we got started early in Madison and Milwaukee to react with you. Damian Lillard traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, you heard me right. I will say it again. Damian Lillard traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks fleeced the NBA. Damian Lillard said he only wanted to play in Miami. All reports said he only wanted to play with Miami. How about that, Milwaukee? How about that, Wisconsin? How about the mid-major market that everyone said no stars will want to go to? You know what? Giannis is solidifying his legacy even further. He's done something that this state has not been able to do for quite some time. He's bringing superstars to the state of Wisconsin, the place that everyone, when we talk about Packers, why would they want to go play in the cold at Lambeau, right? Why would I want to go to Milwaukee when I can be in LA or I can be in Miami? Guess what? He ain't going to Miami. Miami, no. Milwaukee, yes. I want you to hear that, everybody. Dame Lillard is coming to the city of Milwaukee.
I feel like we need to play some Will Smith. Dun, dun.
Yeah, let's dance on that.
To Milwaukee.
Yeah, we're going to dance on that. Dave in Milwaukee reacting with us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Welcome in.
Hey, guys, this is pretty crazy for Milwaukee. He's going to give us a great chance to get back to the championship.
Absolutely. What was your initial reaction when you saw it? Did you believe it?
I couldn't believe it right away until one of my friends called me right away. He said, "Did you see it?" And I looked up right away and going, "It's on everywhere." And this is exactly what the Bucks needed to keep Giannis here and get back to the championship. And it's going to be great for the city of Milwaukee. We're going to have a real chance to always have that offensive weapon that they needed.
Dave, couldn't say it better. Again, Drew Holiday struggled in the playoffs, not with defense, but playing two ways. I mean, it's hard to play as hard as he does every single game, but to bring a weapon, that offensive shooting consistently, no matter what, you don't have to think about inconsistency. It don't matter if Dame is 0 for 6. He's going 6 for 6 in big moments. We've seen it. Now he has a chance to win a championship. Shout out to Drew Holiday for everything he did for the Milwaukee Bucks. We will keep reacting with you. Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, that is true. If you're just joining us, 800-990-3776. We'll keep reacting next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
Breaking news on 94.5 ESPN. The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard. React to the trade with us. 94.5 ESPN.
Rise and shine, honey. We don't want to miss our flight.
Our flight is in 7 hours. And we have TSA PreCheck with our Navy Federal flagship credit card.
TSA PreCheck? Getting my bugle through security will be so much easier now.
Learn how you can earn up to 3 times points on travel with the flagship credit card at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Out of my mind, I'm not myself without you, baby. So terrified.
Little Image, Out of My Mind, from their new album, self-titled. Out now.
Out of my mind every time without you, baby.
Little Image, Out of My Mind, out now.
Announcing the former All-Star Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek. And the former John Paul's Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters. Greg Cunis was recently named Time Magazine's Wisconsin Automotive Dealer of the Year. Plus, Cunis dealerships have been awarded Top 100 Best in the U.S. by the Automotive News the past 9 years. Our mission is to bring the Cunis Auto Group's unequaled customer satisfaction and service to our friends in the greater Milwaukee area. Cunis Milwaukee Buick GMC stores have the area's largest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV inventory with over 3,000 vehicles available on lot or online and always at a price and payment you can afford. And all new and pre-owned Cunis vehicles come with our exclusive no-fear lifetime warranty coverage at no extra charge. So buy like a champion at the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek, 7020 South 27th Street, or Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street. Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium is here. Switch to my plan from Verizon at your local store today, and you'll get the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro on us with unlimited ultimate when you trade in any iPhone, any model, any condition. Guaranteed. Yep, even the old phone in your pocket right now. It's your Verizon. $999.99, 128 gigabyte only. Device payment purchase or full retail purchase with new smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan required. Less $1,000 trade-in or promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 15th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 15th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
This Brewers Top Moment is presented by Network Health.
May 7th, 2023, with the Brewers leading the San Francisco Giants 3-2, and with a runner on first base, it was Willy Adames, the Brewers starting shortstop, hitting his 100th home run of his career, helping catapult the Brewers to the 7-3 win.
And Adames, a high fly ball, deep left field, back, track, bye-bye baseball, with career home run number
This
100.
Brewers Top Moment is presented by Network Health.
Hi, I'm John McGivern. If you are looking for a Medicare plan with freedom and flexibility, choose a Network Health Medicare Advantage plan. Plans start as low as $0 a month with $0 doctor visits and $0 prescription drugs, plus vision, hearing, and dental benefits. For 40 years, Network Health has been a trusted expert in making health insurance affordable and understandable. Don't wait. Call 833-7-NETWORK today.
Breaking news on 94.5 ESPN. Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck. Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
I got a feeling that tonight.
Yo, NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just gonna put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering. Yo, NBA.
That is Jimmy Butler, the salty Miami Heat guard, who's made it to the championship 2 out of 3 years, hasn't gotten it done, and the Wambulance is out. The Milwaukee Bucks land Damian Lillard in a 3-way trade. He is coming to this city, the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, I'm going to say it again. Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. No more Drew Holiday. He is traded to Portland. It's TBD what they were going to do to him. They're trying to find a landing spot. Grayson Allen gone. A lot of different pieces. I will reset the trade, but Kyle, when Jimmy Butler's talking about tampering, come on now.
Come on, man. Stop with all that hating. You just mad because your tampering didn't work. That's all it is.
Everybody
you salty
was.
and mad because you've been in his DMs. You've been texting him for the last couple months, and it didn't work out, Jimmy. Now you got to be down there with an angry Tyler Hero, and you lost some of them dudes that was hitting all the threes like Struss during the playoffs. So, you know,
Struss.
That's his name, right?
We're talking
Strauss,
about
I
Dame
think.
till it's Struess, Max Struess.
Struss.
Oh, my God. We got Dame to Milwaukee. Kyle's still worried about Max Struess.
I'm just saying he's a hater. That's all it is. He's a hater. I know what haters look like, and they look like him.
He is a hater. I mean, he's upset that he didn't get his guy, and he's looking at the Bucks now and saying, how are we going to beat this team? Which is how I would expect him to react. And give me a break with this whole tampering. For those who don't know who tampering is, we sort of all know what it is, but legally, it's ruling that any member of an organization team, the coach, player, executive, owner can't speak to another member of that team. Are you kidding me?
I got friends.
Yeah.
I got friends.
All
hey,
these guys hang out together. Are you kidding me?
You didn't hear from me.
Yeah, please. Then how would he know that if he didn't already talk to him, if he wasn't already tampering himself? Give me a break.
Damian Lillard had said he only wants to play in Miami. You're telling me that he didn't talk to anybody in Miami?
No, he came to that conclusion himself.
Exactly. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I didn't try to get any advice or find out anything about what I could do in Miami. I just want to play in Miami. That's it.
So to recap what's going on, Damian Lillard is becoming a Milwaukee Buck. The Blazers received Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, Toumani Camara, a 2029 first-round Bucks pick, and a Bucks pick swap. So just real quick, right? I'm going to stop right there. Grayson Allen's going to the Suns. But just right there in itself is all I needed to hear. You don't move any young pieces. Grayson Allen was a liability in the playoffs anyways. He couldn't be on the floor for defense. Drew Holiday, I love and will forever love watching him play the game of basketball. But it ran its course. It did. He was running out of gas, trying to play both ways. You are bringing in a superstar, thirsty to win, and you energize the most important piece of your entire franchise, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He talked, and the Bucks listened. It doesn't matter if you thought it was smoke. It was smoke enough for the Bucks and John Horst to go and fleece the entire NBA, not give up young players or Chris Middleton a point guard for point guard, get rid of Grayson Allen and a 2029 pick. Who cares if it was for 2088? Doesn't matter. I don't care. They're out of some picks for next year. I wouldn't care if it's for next year. It wouldn't have mattered because they're doing exactly what they needed to do.
You have to go all in. You have to go all in, and that's what the Bucks are doing right now. And look, this team, as currently constructed, did win that NBA championship only a couple of years ago, but man, times change. These teams change. We were talking about that a little bit yesterday. Your windows are just so short that you need to be able to do everything you can for a guy like Giannis, and getting another bona fide superstar dog and a guy that is legitimately hungry for an NBA title. Hungry. The Bucks were. I'm not saying that the Bucks are no longer hungry. It is just different when you have not won one. Most of this team had won one. They were a part of that journey, which is great. You need that experience. But Damian Lillard will have a laser-like focus, and I cannot wait to see him in the playoffs with that focus.
The Bucks' biggest issue is when Giannis wasn't scoring. Sometimes they didn't have that guy to give the ball.
Giannis threw the ball, not away. He almost threw it out of bounds, but it was a Game 5 against the Heat in which they're at home, and Giannis playing hot potato with it. And he doesn't have to play hot potato in that moment.
He does not. And Chris Middleton, how good Chris Middleton is. Chris Middleton has closed out the game for the Bucks before in the past, but he's not a consistent closer.
You got multiple, though.
But not do you have multiple. You have a guy who is known for Dame time, a guy that is known for making big shots. He wants to take those big shots. He wants those big moments. And so for the Bucks to have multiple weapons the way that they do, this is going to be an exciting year in Pfizer for them.
800-990-3776. That is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. 800-990-3776 for you to react with us. Let's go to Andy in Raleigh. Andy, your reaction to Dame time.
I mean, it's awesome. And I just have a question that you guys can debate, and then I'll hop off. So, who is the better GM in Wisconsin history? Ron Wolf trading for Reggie White, or Giannis trading for Dame?
I like how you said Giannis. Thank you for the call, Andy. Look, I'm not going to get into a general manager debate. Look, getting Aaron Rodgers, obviously great. One Super Bowl. If we're being honest, if we're going by championships here, John Horst made a move to win a championship. You can't write the history yet. We got to see it play out before you have that debate. They made the right move. No matter what happens, this was the right move for the Milwaukee Bucks. But you got to let it play out.
That is a great comparison, because when you think about Ron Wolf, talking about resetting the culture of what an organization is, I mean, though Ron Wolf was, been long gone when it comes to being a member of the Green Bay Packers, what he did, you can kind of see what Ben just said.
Two white guys with being.
I'm sorry. Ben just said is that we're going to find out what tone it sets for the next 15 years, like we've seen with Ron Wolf for the next what he did for 25 years with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, that's well said. And a lot of it has come down to getting the right guys in the building. And as I'm just reflecting on Damian Lillard, the guy, right? It's so hard to find a superstar NBA player that isn't high maintenance, isn't a diva. Giannis is one of the few guys, and Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton for that matter, but especially a superstar. It's hard to find ones that aren't high maintenance and not divas. Giannis is one of them. Dame's one of them. He's a great fit for the Milwaukee.
You ready
culture.
for this? 800-990-3776. Again, react with us. Dame Lillard to the Bucks. This was May 15th, 2022. Giggity 2K at Dame Lillard. If you were ever going to pick a player that would help you get into the playoffs and finals, who would you pick only in present time? Quote tweets it, Damian Lillard, Giannis.
Oh!
Tampering!
Yeah, no, I mean, look, so much tampering that Damian Lillard put it out there that he'd be open to coming to the Milwaukee Bucks. So
yes.
if anybody in the world has a brain in the Milwaukee Bucks office, they know this. And guess what? They figured it out, and they figured out a way to get him here. A-plus deal. Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, a couple picks. That's it.
I'm in
for a superstar.
I'm in absolute disbelief because as anybody who looked at this roster who's a Bucks fan, you just thought there was no way. There's no chance. The Bucks don't have any young talent on this team. The Bucks don't have people that would entice anybody to want to make a trade. You would hope Drew Holiday could get it for you, but you just felt like that wouldn't match up. It wasn't going to be an even trade, so I'm just in disbelief of the breaking news we have today.
800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Brad
we'll
Nortman
be back
here. Catch me on
reacting with
KBN,
you next.
Weekdays from 2 to 5. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
.94.5 ESPN, Milwaukee's #1 source for green and gold reaction and analysis.
It does feel like it is a microcosm of his personality, though, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like a, oof.
Or whatever the hell this is.
Like, just instead of a, huh, you know what I'm saying.
I do, but it's just such funny noises.
Did this get sexual or something? I don't know about it.
No doubt, Chewy.
Because I can't, it's a radio. It's
Difference between
She's doing
94.5 ESPN, where we take Packers and nonsense a little too seriously.
What the hell just happened?
Charge into October. Get your Brewers postseason tickets now. Secure your spot and prepare to unleash chaos, make mayhem, and watch stars come to life in the spotlight of postseason baseball. The Brewers moments you live for are coming. Make sure you don't miss a single pivotal pitch or season-changing home run. Get your Brewers postseason tickets now at brewers.com/postseason.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit zbart.com for more information.
The Packers were hopeful it might get Aaron Jones and Christian Watson back in this past Sunday's game against the Saints, but neither were cleared from their hamstring injuries despite practicing in a limited capacity last week. It's no different this week, according to head coach Matt LaFleur.
I think we're in a similar spot, so we'll just see how they respond and how they're feeling, because the last thing we want to do is jeopardize these guys for a long period of time for one game.
The 2-1 Packers working in a short week as they welcome in the Detroit Lions to Lambeau Field tomorrow night. Kickoff is set for 7:15.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
The Saganiac Planning Marquette Championship moment. Every second Dwayne Wade was on the court. This year, first ballot Hall of Famer. First ballot. It's special to just be in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, regardless of how many years it takes. Marquette superstar Dwayne Wade called flash in the pros. He was D-Wade, microwade, tidal Wade at Marquette. Drop them all. Dwayne Wade has only one nickname left, and call him when you see him. Dwayne Wade, first ballot champion. Level funding for your corporate medical insurance plan allows small to medium-sized employers to create a plan tailored specifically to meet the needs of your employees. Level funding provides the employer with predictable monthly payments, regardless of claim activity, allowing for better budgeting and peace of mind. For more information how level funding can benefit your company, call Aaron Belowski, Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. That's 262-783-6161. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Show your Brewers pride everywhere you go with Brewers Checking, only from Associated Bank. Score exclusive perks like a one-of-a-kind Brewers Debit MasterCard, 10% off at the team store, even express check-in at the Associated Bank gate. And if you want a VIP game day, the Associated Bank Power Alley is for everyone. Contact the Brewers ticket office to learn how you could treat your crew to a full buffet and private bar overlooking left center field. Brewers Checking. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Brewers today. Member FDIC.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're in the market for a full-size 8-passenger SUV, look no further than the Defender 130. And with the Defender 90, the 110, and this 130, there's luxury in the right size for everyone. And now is the best time to take advantage of a great offer like this.
For a limited time, get 3.9% special APR rate for up to 60 months on new 2023 Defenders at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
Breaking news on 94.5 ESPN. Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck. Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's Dame time, Wisconsin! That's right, Damian Lillard traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. You heard me right. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Ben Brust here. Kyle Wallace. Say something, Kyle.
It's Dame time. It's game time. And the Bucks are back at the top when it comes to chances to win the title. I'm excited here. I'm just.
You're speechless too now.
No, I mean, I could almost cry. Like,
cry.
Dame,
Cry.
let it out. Like, this is what dreams are made of as fans, right? This is like fantasy type stuff to have two guys elite like this on your team,
in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee, stuff like this doesn't happen. The Brewers clinched the division yesterday. The Packers are doing well, and now the Milwaukee Bucks are stealing the headlines with this incredible trade.
And honestly, the Bucks. During most of my childhood,
what up? Say something.
I couldn't even wait for the intro. The Bucks during so much of my childhood and middle school and high school and even in early college, it was just so average.
Mediocre,
NBA purgatory. To think you would have two of the top 10 players in the NBA. We've already won an NBA championship, but then to double down and get one of the two biggest alphas in the game on your team, I wouldn't believe it. If you could tell me that I could go back in time and tell that Brad Nortman, who was just thirsty for a championship and a stud team, wouldn't believe it.
800-990-3776. Phone lines are open for you to react with us. How did you feel when you saw that Damian Lillard is being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks? That's 800-990-3776. And the clues just keep coming together. This is the best part about all of this. I'm going to take you back as well. So we talked earlier about how Damian Lillard tweeted, if there's one person present day that you'd want to go to the playoffs with that you could choose, he tweeted himself that he would pick Giannis. Now, fast forward to the NBA All-Star Game this past season. The new format in the All-Star Game, and I promise this matters, is a draft. And the two pickers for the NBA draft, or the NBA All-Star draft, Giannis Antetokounmpo and LeBron James. Guess who picked Dame Lillard instead of Drew Holiday?
Brad, we know who it is. Go ahead.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. So again, that's not tampering. What was he supposed to do? Not pick the guy he wanted on his team?
No, he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
He's planted some seeds.
He was dropping them nuggets for a little bit of a long time now to let Dame know that this is the place that I would happily welcome a second superstar like yourself. So I am glad that we just have the caliber of superstar where actually you can do some tampering, right? Where actually when you say something and you DM somebody, you text somebody, you get somebody to send a message to somebody, they actually take time to listen. This feels good to finally be in a place like this as a Milwaukee Bucks fan.
It sure does. And think about, what these guys, we we beat up these NBA players because there's no true rivals anymore. These guys are all friends. They're all buddies. Giannis is probably the only one who's outspoken, competitive enough to say, like, look, in my free time, I'm not trying to work out with these dudes. I'm trying to just get better. I'm not super interested in being friends with you off the court. And honestly, I respect that. So to suggest that he was involved or the Bucks were involved in any kind of tampering, it's absurd because all these other dudes, all they do is hang out and talk and they're buddies off the court.
I'm glad that we can tamper. That's all. I'm finally glad that we can actually do some damn behind-the-scenes tampering. LeBron James been doing it. Only person who probably didn't tamper was Kobe Bryant. Everybody else tampered. The fact that we knew where Harden
was. Well, the NBA nixed the Kobe Bryant-Chris Paul deal.
They did because they wanted to stop Kobe from being great. But that's what these teams do. Do you think it's just by chance that Kawhi Leonard and also Paul George ended up with the Clippers like that? No.
Same day.
No, everybody does this type of tampering. And now Jimmy Butler's just mad because he got outdone.
Well, Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. The trade is it's not official, but the trade has been announced per Woj of ESPN. Bucks received Damian Lillard. The Blazers received Drew Holiday, DeAndre Ayton, I'm going to mess this up 80 million times, Toumani Camara. At some point, I'm just not going to say him because he don't even matter. 2029 first round Bucks pick and a Bucks pick swap. The Suns get Nurkic, Nasir Little, Keon Johnson, and Grayson Allen. So to get Damian Lillard, you had to get rid of Grayson Allen, you had to get rid of Drew Holiday, and a 2029 pick as well as a pick swap. So that's a win in itself.
Oh, it's so imbalanced for the Bucks in all the right ways.
And do think about it. The Milwaukee Bucks, first round draft picks, they have been awful. They have been better at picking second-round picks than they have with first-round picks. And so that's why I just say this, is that we all like the hype of what something could be, the mysterious, the thing we don't know, right? And that's what draft picks are. You don't know if they're going to pan out. But as a Milwaukee Bucks fan, we here in Milwaukee know that many of these first-round draft picks, we could talk about Larry Sanders. We could go back to Joe Alexander. We can go back to Yi Jian. We could talk about Rashad Brown. We can go on and on and on, but there's only one first-round pick that panned out, and that is Giannis, and we're building around that guy, getting a great player like Dame.
800-990-3776. The worst thing you can do with your best asset is lose your best asset to a contract running out. Even if they do, right? This was the right move no matter what. This was the right move. Let's go to Todd in Green Bay. Todd, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. What was your reaction when you found out?
Well, I found out from you guys on the radio, and I thought it was unbelievable, so I had to Google search it, and it was true.
Well, you think we're lying to you, Todd?
Well, that's a lot of hopes and dreams, and, the last I had heard he was going to Toronto,
Yeah, there's a lot of rumors, but per Woj of ESPN.
Right. My thought is, who was the genius that involved Phoenix in that three-way swap? Because everybody knew that Phoenix had to rebuild, 9-10 players on that roster, and they're filling their roster as cheaply as possible. And honestly, they're doing a great job at what they need to do. But for the Bucks to get somebody like that is incredible. And then my selfish side says, will Portland just cut loose Drew Holiday and maybe he comes back for veterans minimum? You could use a defensive star.
I love the thought, Todd, but unfortunately, Drew Holiday will not be playing on the veteran minimum. He's likely going to be traded somewhere else. That seems like a final piece in the process. 800-990-3776. Let's go to Z and the D. Z and the D, I don't have our open for you yet, but welcome in to KBN.
Happy Wednesday!
Dame time.
That's pretty good. Is that what he usually does? Is that what he usually do?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know because of Damian Lillard or it was this or
Happy Dame Day!
I like it.
Z and D, what you got?
All right, so I'm loving this move. I'm loving this move so much that I'm down in Illinois for work. I had to go on a good old FanDuel Sportsbook and just plop down the money on the Milwaukee Bucks to get to the championship already.
Let's go.
Run it up. Let's make that money. What's the line?
I think it's plus 360 just to make. I don't know if it's to win it or just to make the championship, but I think
if they didn't update the odds, you're stealing money.
I think they updated it. I would assume that before that they were probably around the 600 to 700 range.
Well, Z and the D, thank you for the call. We're going to keep touching KBN Nation here. 800-990-3776. Let's go to John in Madison. John, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
All right, guys, I'm bringing a bucket of cold water.
Go ahead.
2020 Olympics, high leverage situation when Popovich needed to win games. Dame said on the failure to understand what really contributes to winning basketball, and they just gave up the better player.
John, I appreciate the perspective because I will echo this, right? But you're talking about 2020. You're talking about a Drew Holiday that isn't 3 years older of playing two-way defense. You have Giannis on the team. Like, you have Giannis on the team. You don't have to worry about if Drew Holiday is a better two-way player at this point. You have two superstars, and you can build around with a new head coach who is defensive-oriented, right? You brought in offense now that you don't have to think about getting offense for. Giannis is going to do Giannis. Dame's going to do Dame. Figure out the rest of the way to play your defense the way you want to long term. One more before we get to break, and we'll keep taking your calls. 800-990-3776. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks, reportedly. Welcome, Connor and Oconomowoc.
Hey, Dame time, baby. Let's go.
It's Dame time, baby. Hey, it's Dame time, baby. That's my hand job. Hand jive. That's my hand jive. Dame time.
Wait a minute.
You get bored of the hand job, and I misspoke. I'm excited. Hey, I got a little too excited. Maybe a little too early there. You know what I'm saying? Connor, what up?
Yeah, I've been telling everyone we need an elite three-point shooter to pair up with Giannis, and we finally got one right behind Steph Curry. We got Dame is right behind Steph Curry. We got an elite three-point shooter. It's going to be 2024 champs, calling it now.
There it is. Connor Oconomowoc will keep taking your calls. 800-990-3776. Coming up next, we have Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN Madison, 5 to 7 on 94.5 ESPN. Our new ESPN show, Unsportsmanlike, with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Spallman. Evan Cohen, the president of Heat Culture. He's going to be a little sad. Let's talk to him next here on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Breaking news on 94.5 ESPN. Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck. Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
Green Bay wins their 11th consecutive home opener.
The Green and Gold host Detroit on Thursday night.
I've never been a part of a win like this. The guys in the locker room, they believe in one another.
And we're going to get you ready for the game with Green Bay Game Day.
It's a great win. It feels good. But obviously, turning around, we got a really short week ahead of us.
Tune in starting at 4 as Alex Stroh, Kyle Wallace, and Torrey Lowe get the weekend started early. Green Bay Game Day starts at 4 o'clock Thursday, right here on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, I'm John McGivern. If you're looking for a Medicare plan with freedom and flexibility, choose a Network Health Medicare Advantage plan. Plans start as low as $0 a month with $0 doctor visits and $0 prescription drugs, plus vision, hearing, and dental benefits. For 40 years, Network Health has been a trusted expert in making health insurance affordable and understandable. Don't wait. Call 833-7-NETWORK today.
Hey Brewers fans, our favorite season is here, October baseball. Now's the time to put your wallet in winning mode with Wintrust Community Bank's most popular checking account. Open a Total Access checking account today and score yourself a $300 bonus with qualifying activities. Think about all the extra brats that you'll get. Experience the playoffs and banking as it should be. Visit wintrust.com/Brewers October. Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank. Different approach, better results. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Only $100 required to open. No minimum monthly balance or monthly maintenance fees. Member FDIC.
Cousin Subs just got better. With our newest mobile app update, we've made it easier to purchase your favorite subs and sides with Apple or Google Pay, and the ability to make split payments. And that's not all. Could we get your digits? Sign up today for our new text messaging program to unlock exclusive coupons and offers at cousinsubs.com or via our app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Brian, why are you stacking books on the floor?
I want to stand while I work. Standing desks are all the rage these days.
Well, it's a good thing that these desks move up and down. You did know that, right?
What? They do?
Yeah. We're not messing around here.
This is great. Now, only if I had a chair to swivel around in.
Do Do you just not pay attention to everybody else's desks?
Well, no wonder I'm not getting much done these days.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Buckle up. It's all systems go at Potawatomi. Plug in to high wattage play and you could win an all-electric BMW i7. Play now through September with your club card. Prize drawings on Thursdays. There's a shocking $800,000 in total prizes on the line, including the luxury BMW i7. It's time to electrify your drive. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. More info at paysbig.com/BMW. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Breaking news on 94.5 ESPN. Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck. Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
Yo, NBA, man. Y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just going to put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering.
That was Heat guard Jimmy Butler in reference to Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by Bud Light. Ben Brust, Kyle Walsh, Brad Nortman, Chris working the phones running the show, but we're excited now to be joined by the president of Heat Culture. You can hear him every morning, 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN, 5 to 7 here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. From Unsportsmanlike, he's Evan Cohen. Evan, welcome into KBN. What is your initial reaction to this trade?
Well, I can't wait to see Drew Holiday as a member of the Heat. That's what I can't wait to see, because that's what's next. So I don't know. You guys are all focusing on Dame. Okay, fine, he's great and all. But I'm now focused on going and getting Drew Holiday from the Portland Trailblazers. But, Ben, in all seriousness, listen, I am a Heat fan, yes. I am honored to be on all of the ESPN Wisconsin stations every single morning now as a UW-Madison graduate. I will tell you this, though. I can say two things simultaneously. That I am a Heat fan that is upset today that Dame Lillard is not a member of the Miami Heat, but also the Milwaukee Bucks are a great organization. The Milwaukee Bucks have been in constant communication with Giannis, and all of the stories that have been out there by way of the New York Times or everything else. As we know, we've spoken to people who are in and around the Bucks. We're not a surprise to the Bucks. So the Bucks organization is constantly thinking about winning now and winning in the future. And how do they do that? They get help for Giannis right now in the form of an elite top 75 player of all time in Dame Lillard. And why would Giannis look anywhere else? And I didn't think he was ever going to look anywhere else to play basketball when that guy is alongside of him. I do think it's important to note everything that Drew Holiday did for this organization and how he acted on and off the floor and how he was in the community and is in the community, and he seemingly is a wonderful guy. But this is why you call this a business and not a family. And you and Brad know, Kyle and I can just watch from the outside, like it's cold at times. And that's part of this. In order to get Dame, you have to give up someone in the form of Drew Holiday that is a heart and soul guy that had the Valley Oop that helped you win a championship. But this is a no-brainer move for the Milwaukee Bucks. They got better today, and hats off to them. That is an unreal move to go get Dame Lillard.
Evan, do you think this speaks volumes for the state of Wisconsin and the Milwaukee market in itself that, like, Giannis was so big that this is the first time, really since, like, Reggie White, that you can feel like somebody came to this state and to this city of Milwaukee where everyone's like, no one wants to go there?
Not even close. I think that's a horrific take, Ben. And I'll tell you why.
Hit
He
me.
didn't choose to go there. Ben, he chose to go to Miami. He then was left with no choice. This is not someone that decided to stay. You can say that about Giannis when he signed the contract extension, when he could have become a free agent, when Miami, Dallas, and Toronto were all voluntarily trying to clear cap space to get him. This is not a speaks volumes for Milwaukee day.
No,
It's speaks volumes for the Bucks organization.
Evan, I agree it speaks volumes for the Bucks organization, but Damian Lillard, he had to agree to something. I mean, there's no way that Dame Dame had to be
Kyle,
like cool. He had to say I'm cool with being traded there. Like, because there was a report.
He didn't.
There was a report out that said that Damian Lillard may sit out. Is that correct, Ben?
Well, I mean, he made it clear that he was going to sit out if it wasn't Milwaukee at one point.
No, if it wasn't Miami.
Yes.
If it wasn't Miami, so there had to be some type of agreement.
No, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Here's the thing. It's either it speaks volumes for the Bucks organization, check, I think it does, or Dame Lillard is going to throw a fit. He's not going to throw a fit here. That's just not who he is. There are many moves. Reggie White coming to the Packers speaks volumes, as you mentioned, for the state of Wisconsin, right? If you're going to look at it that way. Unfortunately, and I'm a UW-Madison grad and a Heat fan simultaneously, so I'm not anti-Wisconsin, obviously, but this is about the Bucks organization, not about Milwaukee. What's going to be about Milwaukee and the Bucks organization is if and when Giannis in a year signs a contract extension, or if and when you have a guy that's bought out and he says, I'm going to go there and stay there, right? Like, I don't think this is one of these moves that you look at and say it speaks volumes about Milwaukee. He had no choice in this. Because if he did, I'd be putting back my Udonis Haslem jersey on today, which I don't have on and which I put on this morning, and now people are saying I jinxed it for the Heat. Wonderful.
Yeah, him not throwing a fit, I do think speaks volumes about Milwaukee as well because of what they're able to do with Giannis. We're talking with Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike. You can hear him in the mornings on ESPN Radio or across these very stations. Brad, go ahead.
Evan, first of all, I heard what you said about punters and fans wearing their jerseys on Unsportsmanlike this morning. We are going to have that conversation on another day. Today's not that day, but I did hear that. I'm coming for you.
I would hope so.
He came at your identity.
I know. I was unsettled. In the pre-meeting, I was getting all excited.
And when he was saying it, he had you in mind too. I know he did.
I know it. That's why I take it personally. But for now, we will stay on task. Mm-hmm. And I was saying before we came on that this is more about pro athletes looking at their career and realizing that their time as a pro athlete is really short. That window shrinks faster than you could ever imagine. So for this, to me, is all about how can Dame get a championship quickest and most assuredly. And I think that he looked at the Bucks, and honestly, they were able to get a deal that works. But as we look at it now, we're excited today, but in your opinion, for this trade to have any sort of worth or value, what do the Bucks need to do to look back at this and not have it be a letdown? Is it one championship? Is it multiple?
Brad, your championship or bust. No, here's the thing. You have to go year by year because of the Giannis contract situation, right? And so this year, definitively, championship or bust. If you don't win a championship this year, it is a disappointing season because every year you don't win a championship puts 1 ounce of thought. And again, let me reiterate, I do not think Giannis is leaving. I don't think he wants to play for another team. I don't think he's interested in playing for another team. What happens is if theoretically you have this group, which everyone's focusing on Giannis and Dame, rightfully so, I will focus on the two other guys that will determine if you win a championship, which would be Middleton and Brook Lopez, maybe the most underrated starter in NBA title history. If you look at least in our lifetime, like what he did in winning a title and how great he has been for that organization, and yeah, people could say they signed him for too much money. He's worth every penny of it. It's the other two guys. But every year with a loaded roster like this that you don't win a title, you put yourself closer to potentially having Giannis think about leaving. I'll go one step further, though, Brad, on this. So I don't think they should trade this guy, but here's the thing. They don't have to be done. Bobby Portis is a tradable player, and Pat Connaughton is a very tradable player as well, both of whom are guys that you look at and say they should retire and live in Milwaukee and never leave because they're like, icons in that state, in that market, but a combined salary of the two of them, you're looking at a very possibly juicy trade option, they could still increase this roster. I don't think they're going to do that today, but it is championship or bust for the Bucks this year.
If they don't get it done in Giannis's 2-year window, is he gone?
I think that here's what I would say, Ben. Before he's gone, I think that Middleton would be gone. Or I think already I would say that Coach Griffin would be gone. I think we have seen that the Milwaukee Bucks loyalty
they listen,
to Giannis
man.
is so unbelievable, and their support, rightfully so, of this A-plus basketball player and person. I don't know him, but everybody tells you he's an A-plus person.
I know him
off
well.
The floor, right? Yeah, you played with him for 1 second. You passed him the ball.
One
and then
second.
you were gambling all
I
night.
dribbled into the
You
corner
gambled
and
all night
somehow
in the
threw it to
casino.
him.
Yeah, how much money did you lose? All the money they paid you in the summer league that night in the casino?
Not that night. I would say over 24 hours, whatever I made in Summer League with Giannis, I asked him to help pay for the breakfast buffet the next morning.
You a lie.
Which is free.
Correct.
Which is amazing. But anyway, so I would look at it and say they would trade Middleton or change coaches before they would let Giannis walk out that door. They clearly will do anything it takes to make him happy and put him in the best basketball position.
Giannis is a once-in-generational player when it comes to that. And so I'm just excited overall as a Bucks fan. But, Evan, I want to get your full reaction to, like, Jimmy Butler and that hater thing.
The ambulance?
Yeah, now, is there any truth to this
You don't
tampering
think that's
thing? Or
real?
No, I mean,
Jimmy's a troll. Jimmy's a troll.
Is Jimmy trolling or is he really just salty, Evan? I don't know how they are down in Miami like that.
Kyle, come on now. You were in and around Marquette in Milwaukee when he was there. Come on. You know the way that this guy is. He's constantly messing with people. The guy
he was selling coffee in the what was it, the bubble?
No, that was real. I mean,
I know it was real, but it's still a troll.
You should learn how to sell like that. Anyway, so the reality is with Jimmy, he's constantly doing bits. He's constantly doing things to mess with people. For the media day last year, remember he had the extensions in his hair, whatever he put in his hair. So every picture, the remainder of the season,
weave,
that
Evan.
all of
We
the
call
TV
it call it weave. You can just say he had weave.
Okay, he has weaves in the hair. Thank you. So he put the weaves in the hair, right? And he put the weaves in the hair. So every single picture, the rest of the year for all of the networks was that. That's not what he looked like. I mean, it was just so he constantly is doing stuff. And in terms of the tampering, the only way they could have theoretically tampered is if any member of the Bucks front office, John Horst, whomever, would have talked to Dame directly, right? Because there is no other way of tampering here in this specific case. And my guess is, and I truly believe Jimmy was joking there, considering that John Horst, ridiculously by the NBA, was fined, and the Bucks were fined, what, $250,000 for actually talking about their own player? Remember when he said a few years ago that he wanted to give Giannis the supermax? And that's actually in NBA circles a legal term, so you couldn't actually say that.
Well, remember
so
Bogdanovich too.
$250,000. The what?
My doppelganger from Atlanta, Bogdanovich.
Well, no, but that was actual tampering.
I know. I'm just saying I'm helping your point of a little bit of a history there.
Are you nervous to talk to me? You're stumbling on almost every word.
Absolutely not. But I will tell you this, Evan. Damian Lillard did tweet if you want to hear it, if you didn't see it.
Read it. Go ahead, Ben. Let them know. Let them know,
The
Ben.
casuals won't be addressed, but the Trailblazers fans in the city of Portland I will truly love. And they will be addressed truthfully. Stay tuned. Excited for my next chapter.
Hashtag
Bucks.
Yes, sir. He was good with it, Evan.
Yeah.
He good with it.
At a minimum, don't you think the Blazers?
I never said he wasn't.
Don't you, at a minimum, think the Blazers ran it by him? They've been doing him pretty well this whole career there, right? They wouldn't do this trade without his blessing.
Brad, I think if Damian Lillard could get away with punching their general manager in the face as hard as he possibly could, Damian Lillard would do that. I think Damian Lillard will never, in our immediate future, in our lifetime, have a relationship with that organization ever again. I think it is more likely right now that Aaron Rodgers and Brian Gutekunst go on vacation together than it is Dame Lillard ever talks to anybody in the Blazers ever again.
I'll take that bet.
It has nothing to do with this. It has nothing to do with his dislike towards the fans or Milwaukee. How can you not be pumped up to play with Giannis? I think the way in which this process went was so horrible for Dame. I think he despises that organization. By the way, I want to say on a side note, anyone else starting to think that Aaron Rodgers has, like, Packers envy? If he, like, on McAfee, he's, like, loving the Packers. I feel like he loves the Packers now more than he did when he played there.
So you're one of the people that they talked about that believes he's disingenuous, huh? Because I know McAfee ripped guys like you, Evan.
How is he? I'm saying Aaron Rodgers has been unbelievably complimentary.
No, I mean, listen. Aaron Rodgers could be overcompensating. This could be disingenuous. He keeps the Packers name in his mouth. It may be because he wants to stay relevant. I'm not sure what it is, but I just know McAfee said that people like you who don't think he's being genuine when it comes to actually sending praise to Jordan Love, he said a couple of choice words.
Kyle, what are you talking about? I'm literally saying the exact opposite.
Yeah, keep putting words in his mouth.
He said Packers envy. Like, he keeps talking about him, right? That Packer envy of the Packers and keeps talking about him?
No, meaning like yeah, because he likes what's going on there. And I've said on our show, on Sportsmanlike, that I believe that he truly loves Jordan Love. And that one of the things that he learned from Favre was how to do this, because Favre didn't do it for him, right? So I actually think he's been amazing to Jordan Love. I think he's been amazing to Zach Wilson. And I think he actually is enjoying the fact that Jordan Love is playing so well. I'm being dead serious. I'm not saying what you're saying, Kyle.
Okay,
I'm saying that it's so interesting.
Kyle's so jaded, Evan, he can only see through those lenses in green and gold.
I was just making sure you staying positive towards anything Packers.
This is Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. You can hear him on ESPN Radio across these stations in the mornings. Evan, I'll give you the final word here as we have Tony Smith, a real basketball player, come in to join us next as the president of Heat Culture. Whoa, he gone. He gone. He doesn't want the final word.
He just dipped out, huh?
I mentioned I was dumping him for Tony Smith, and he got salty, man. This is what I was talking about with Mark Tauscher and all of our hosts around here.
Big time.
Getting entitled around here. That was Evan Cohen, the president of Heat Culture from Unsportsmanlike. You can hear mornings across these very stations. Coming up next, former Milwaukee Buck Tony Smith joins us on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman to react to Dame to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Breaking news on 94.5 ESPN. Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck. Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. It's almost playoff time, so you know I have to have some Broken Bat Brewery in my hand. Owner Tim Pauly is here to tell me all about the brews Broken Bat has available to check out while watching some baseball this fall.
So this fall we've got an amber ale. It's a classic American amber, about 5.5%. Absolute crusher, perfect for fall weather. We've got our beer Stoinker, which is named after our buddy Adam McKelvey's phrase for hitting the ball out into right field. It's a German wheat. And then we've also got our classic Oktoberfest called Mr. Oktoberfest. You can find them at most of the retailers around the Milwaukee Market, Madison, Appleton, all that good stuff. And as always, Broken Bat Brewing Company, we're coming up with fun names. Everything ties back to the game of baseball. Great beer, great energy, great atmosphere.
Thanks again to Tim from Broken Bat giving me a breakdown of all the beers to check out down the stretch of the baseball season. Remember, folks, the fridge should always be stocked.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. If you're in the market for a full-size 8-passenger SUV, look no further than the Defender 130. And with the Defender 90, the 110, and this 130, there's luxury in the right size for everyone. And now is the best time to take advantage of a great offer like this.
For a limited time, get 3.9% special APR rate for up to 60 months on new 2023 Defenders at Land Rover Waukesha. Go to LandRoverWaukesha.com.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 15th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 15th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Another week in the books. The football selections kill it on Saturday and Sunday, turning a nice profit going 6-2. Absolutely dialed in as we head into October. Are you ready to make money betting the games? Go to FatJackSports.com. Get all the plays. Get the opinions, the selections, the UFC. All of it is going to make you money for less than $100 a week. Only $4.99 through Halloween if you sign up this week. Go to FatJackSports.com. Start winning today. There's no tricks, there's no gimmicks, just winners.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaukee County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by the legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, settled amongst 250 acres of beautiful private land. The Bog caters to golfers of all skill levels, offering a golf experience unlike any other. Come enjoy the finest golf greens in Wisconsin, and after your round, enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Want that mirror finish on your car? You need Z-Gloss by Z-Bart. Z-Gloss is a 3-layer ceramic coating that not only gives your car that mirror finish, it protects it from everything that Mother Nature can throw at it. Visit ZBart.com for more information.
The Packers were hopeful it might get Aaron Jones and Christian Watson back in this past Sunday's game against the Saints, but neither were cleared from their hamstring injuries despite practicing in a limited capacity last week. It's no different this week, according to head coach Matt LaFleur.
I think we're in a similar spot, so we'll just see how they respond and how they're feeling, because the last thing we want to do is jeopardize these guys for a long period of time for one game.
The 2-1 Packers working in a short week as they welcome in the Detroit Lions to Lambeau Field tomorrow night. Kickoff is set for 7:15.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Breaking news on 94.5 ESPN. The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard. React to the trade with us. 94.5 ESPN.
One more time.
Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. Maybe one more time, or 2 more times, or 3 more times. The Milwaukee Bucks will win an NBA championship, but no matter what happens, this was an A-plus move by the Bucks. John Horst nailed it. He's a beast. Only got rid of Drew Grayson, a 2029 pick, and they get Dame time. Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust, Kyle Walsh, Brad Nortman, Chris Larson run the show. We are excited to be joined now by former NBA player. He's played in a world, I'll call it a world championship. I know that's a debate nowadays, if the NBA championship, world championship. He played in a world championship. I agree, world championship.
You're right. No, NBA
the best players in the world come to play in the NBA.
Well,
This debate over.
No, NBA Finals.
Shut up.
He played NBA Finals. He didn't play in the
Tony Smith joins us. Tony, what was your initial reaction when you heard that Damian Lillard was going to be coming to the city of Milwaukee?
Dame time. Dame Dollar, man. Hey, he is a box office draw. That's what he is. Like he's somebody you come to see. Is Dame Lillard, and I think for the Bucks, they had to make a move like this with the talk with Giannis talking about like I'm going to wait to see what the team does. That's a signal, right? An unsaid signal. Like we got to make a move. I don't think running it back is going to work for me again. So they were afraid of that. I think this is why you see this is a splashy move. They could have made other moves to fortify the team, but this is the splashy move.
Is the splashy move the right move in your opinion?
Don't know. I mean, there's definitely got a chance. There's a good track record for high-scoring duels, which we got to expect these guys to be with Dame coming in with 32 last year, Giannis 31.
Hopefully a healthy Chris.
But as far as the top 2 guys, I mean, you at least expect it to make it to the finals with a duel like that. But I think it's I think they had to do something like this to get the fan base reignited. To get Giannis more engaged, and we know what Dame was. He's super hungry to come somewhere. He's got to be happy to be playing with Giannis. Now Horst did his job. Now the pressure's on Griff. What can you put out on the floor? What kind of system can he implement to make use of these 2 guys?
Well, that was my next question. How does Dame's game fit with the Bucks, specifically with Giannis, right? Because there's gonna be some adjustments for both, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're gonna go through that phase, which it's always ugly to see, where you get 2 stars together, where all right, it's your turn, like you go, up and down the court. That's why I love like Golden State's offense. They just got a ball movement, right? Balls, and we know how from playing. Ben knows, like the ball's going to find the weak defender eventually. You just keep moving the ball. It's going to find the weak defender, right? So that's what Golden State does. They keep their guys moving. Steph doesn't overhandle the ball all the time. He's on the move. Like I say, I'm very interested in seeing what Griff is going to come up with. Oddly enough, and I don't know if Ben agrees, the system last year with Bud probably fits with Dame too, because
and then
they run a lot of
Drew
high
more
pick
with
and roll.
Griff.
Right.
Because defensive scheme.
Right. But the high pick and roll, Dame lives in that. And he's going to feast. I mean, what are you going to do with Lillard-Giannis pick and roll?
I mean, here's the thing. The best coaches in the NBA, and what you said about Griff is true. If he's a defensive guy, it doesn't matter. You have to be able to adjust to your personnel.
Yes.
And when you have two superstars, there are no excuses, right? You figure out a way to make it work with a guy who can get a bucket at anywhere around the court with somebody who in a pick and roll situation will be deadly. Plus, again, you didn't have to get rid of as many guys as you thought. You still have, I think Evan Cohen, who joined us last segment, made a really good point. You still have Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton, which again, there is a sentimental value to everyone who was a part of the 2021 championship team. But I'd say the one I had the most sentimental value to was Drew Holiday. The value, right? Like what he did stopping them on defense, right? Pat Connaughton, Bobby Portis, you may love them, but they are assets because this is a business. So what Evan said, I think could be true. The Bucks might not be done helping create a system that will fit within Griff. And if you have Damian Lillard and Giannis, you're trying to figure out how to make that work, that's a great problem.
Yeah, it is. And what you said about Griff is right. He's a defensive guy, and he's going to need it because you got rid of two highly regarded defenders. I love Drew Holiday. I got to give him props for what he did here in Milwaukee, what he brought to the floor, to the court. We know how great Dame is offensively, but we saw Drew pick up the slack when he needed to. In a lot of situations, obviously there's games where he's not an everyday I'm going to score 30 guys. But we saw a few games where you needed him to score, and guess what? He came up huge for you, right, in the scoring column, which is not his strength. But defensively is where you're going to miss him the most. We know that. Grayson Allen also another good defender. So Griff is going to need to get his scheme on.
I'm going to disagree with that. He became a liability when Jaylen Brown put him in his pocket.
He has a reputation of being a good defender. I don't personally like Grayson Allen. He wasn't my kind of guy, right? He wasn't my kind of guy. But he was regarded highly defensively in the league. So that's two guys you got to replace on the defensive end on the perimeter. Adrian's going to have to come up with a scheme. Dame's not that type of defender. Dame is a competitor, but he ain't those type of defenders. So he's definitely have his work cut out defensively. But again, this is going to be an offensive team. There, if those two guys can consistently figure out a way to both get their shots. And that's the thing, like, what's the shot distribution with those two going to be? And don't forget, we have Middleton, again, who can score.
Something
Middleton
I'm not worried about because what Dame,
you still got to figure it out.
I agree. What a strength for Dame is the ability to space the floor to an unlimited level, which opens up more for Giannis and the rest of the team. What Giannis can do getting to the paint will open up stuff for Dame and Chris. And again, they have enough pieces to get it done. It's championship or bust.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say it this way: it's not much of a concern. It's like we've seen teams stack stars together and it not work. So that's where I'm saying that comes from.
I agree.
I'm excited to watch it though.
It's not our job to put it together.
Correct. I'm excited to watch it unfold.
I mean, when just saying that, like, you understand who Giannis is as a player. Do you think this is something where Dame is hungry for a title? He seems like a guy that's a team guy. Do you think that this will actually work and the Bucks will be successful matching and pairing these two superstars together in Milwaukee?
And that's what I don't know, because when you look at players and you put players together, all right. If I'm going to play with Ben Brust, I've seen Ben Brust play. Like, they've seen each other play. They know what they want to do. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be that initial awkwardness of where I'm going to defer to this guy.
It's like a first date,
right? Who's going to be the man, and how is it going to work? You don't know.
I just sense based off their personalities,
it don't work like that, Kyle.
It's not that easy.
We started a radio show. We feel each other out. We grow the thing.
I just kind of, I didn't play in the league. I didn't get to play with James Worthy. Only thing I played in was 2K. But my whole thing is this though: when I look at Giannis and what he means to this franchise and how he would defer, I feel like if you're going to go play with a superstar, Giannis is a superstar that's definitely going to defer to Dame because he understands some of his liabilities and he understands the greatness of Damian Lillard. So that's why I'm confident that Giannis is going to say, you know what? Go ahead, win this game, Dame. I understand when I drive, they're going to try to build this wall. I want Dame to win this game, and that's why I wanted him to be on my team.
Kyle, it's simply this. When guys change roles, you don't know what they're going to be unless you've seen them there before. When have you seen Dame be the number 2 option? Dame ain't coming here to be number 1. Giannis is number 1, right? Giannis is number 1. Dame is going to be 1A.
Yeah,
When have you seen Dame in a 1A role?
When have you seen Dame in an opportunity to win a title
question,
and play with a player?
Hang on. Let me answer for him. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter if you've seen it or not.
100% it matters.
Because Giannis is playing hot potato with the ball in Game 5 against the Heat. You know who's not going to shrink in that moment? Dame time.
The man pulling up from half court.
Dame time.
And just staring at people.
You worry too much, Tony.
You guys are talking from hope. I'm just talking from strictly. I've seen guys do it. And have you seen it the other way? Look at Mikal Bridges, right? He goes from Phoenix, where he's like 4th fiddle. He goes to Brooklyn. He's getting off. We see the type of player he can actually be.
He sure went off in the World FIBA USA Championship.
That's the difference. He's back to 4th, 3rd, or fiddle, right? He's not the top. He's not the guy. So I'm just saying, guys, their role changes. They might change.
LeBron did it, and I think Giannis will do it as well.
Dude, now you're talking about a unicorn.
Yeah.
Now, let's go to Giannis as the example. Come on, Kyle. You can't go there.
Tony,
a lot of great players. I'm just saying, I'm excited to watch it work. I hope it works well. I hope it's not clunky like we've seen other stars shove together and become clunky. I want it to be smooth. But like I said, Horst did his job. Congratulations. Now it's on you, Coach Griff.
Tony Smith, thanks for popping in on Kyle Brust and Norman, breaking down all things Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. Super excited to keep the conversation going with a Packers superfan, Justin Sterna. Now listen to this. I need you to listen to this. He is going to his 100th straight Packer game. He is here live in studio. When I say that, when COVID happened, he went to the place that the Packers were playing. He stood outside the stadium, took a selfie, said, I was here. The game was in London. You know where Justin was? He was there. 100 straight. None of you listening have done it, but you can hear from somebody who did that next on KBN. In 2 minutes? Or no, we have 4.
On 94.5 ESPN. The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard. React to the trade with us. 94.5 ESPN. It's Dame time in Milwaukee.
It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Good! And the Blazers win the series.
The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard.
Lillard, long range 3. It's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
React to the new Bucks Big 3 right here. 94.5 ESPN.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Sam Steiner is joining me. How important is it that actual surgery is viewed as a last option?
The way we always want to treat people is try and do something least invasive to get people where they want to be. And in some cases, that means talking to them, setting them up with a therapist, explaining what they have going on. And in other cases, if it comes to it, then yes, it means operating on them.
When you're dealing with very active people, how do you help them handle the entire process of recovery?
The hardest part with some patients is explain to them that even though you feel great, you do have to have a period where you lay off, you adhere to precautions and protocol. But I think when you take a person, you have them do the least invasive procedure. That's what we want to do, is we want to be forefront, cutting edge, doing the least invasive possible to get people back onto a protocol that gets them back into the activity they want to do the fastest.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Sussex Hamilton wide receiver Nick Kine. The senior #1 receiver for the Chargers, putting together a heck of a season for a Hamilton team that is blowing out the competition each week. The Chargers, by the way, in 6 games have scored 307 points, giving up just 120 to their opponents. Last Friday night, Kine went for 191 yards and a touchdown on 7 receptions, bringing his season total to 699 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. Friday's game, by the way, a 50-21 win for Sussex Hamilton over Marquette University High School to improve to 6-0 on the season. Nick Kine and the playoff-bound Chargers host Germantown this week.
Cousin Subs just got better. With our newest mobile app update, we've made it easier to purchase your favorite subs and sides with Apple or Google Pay, and the ability to make split payments. And that's not all. Could we get your digits? Sign up today for our new text messaging program to unlock exclusive coupons and offers at cousinsubs.com or via our app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
When you need electrical service, choose the company other companies call. Current Electric has been energizing and illuminating lives in the southeastern Wisconsin area since 1983. They have earned the trust of businesses like Bauer Sign and Lighting, Midas, and Take 5 Car Wash. With 40 years of 5-star service under their belt, they are sure they can earn your trust too. Whether you need residential or commercial work completed or are interested in solar or generators, call the superheroes at Current Electric. Visit callcurrent.com.
The Waukesha Gun Club offers the perfect outdoor activity this weekend. Stop out and learn to shoot at one of Wisconsin's largest shotgun-only clubs. The Waukesha Gun Club features sporting clay courses, trap, and skeet ranges. Safety personnel will be on site to help answer your questions. Make plans now to enjoy the beautiful fall weather at the Waukesha Gun Club, just 1 mile north of I-94 at exit 295. Get more info at waukeshagunclub.org. Learn to shoot this weekend at the Waukesha Gun Club. Stop out and try something new.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Lillard University, flying colors, cap and gown, Taylor time for a suit, shiny shoe, dapper down.
All right, Chris, help me out. Where's this from?
Wasn't woke to, I'm laughing now. Lessons was never verbal and class was never canceled.
University.
Life for me ain't been a crystal
It's
stare.
game
The
time,
example, I knew he
Milwaukee.
wouldn't
Damian Lillard is a Milwaukee Buck. He confirmed it himself on Twitter. You love to see it. Love to see it. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, breaking down everything regarding this trade. Also joining us right now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman is the man who just brings greatness to everything he touches. His name is Justin Sterna. He is a major Packer fan. Bigger, look, Tory Lowe on Tory Lowe Tuesdays. I call him the world's biggest Packer fan. He's topped. Our guy Justin, who's joining us right now in studio, has gone to 100 straight Packer games. The t-shirt he's wearing right now is from 1995. That's how basically long it's been. Not exactly, but you get my point. When it was COVID, guess where Justin was? Outside the stadiums taking selfies. When it was London, I don't know if he took a boat or a ferry or a plane. He got to London. He joins us now. You were at the Brewers game yesterday. Dame to Milwaukee. You're going to your 100th straight Packers game tomorrow when the Packers take on the Lions. Tell me how this all came about.
This has been a tremendous sports day, Ben. I'm really just honored to be with you guys, and the past 24 hours has been unbelievable. But it's game 100 tomorrow. Go Pack, go. This has been something I started December 11th of 2016. And
why?
I'm a crazy guy.
Yeah.
My goal has been to see every single game the entire season with the Packers bringing back the Lombardi Trophy to Lambeau.
So are you doing this until another Lombardi Trophy?
If somebody wants to sponsor it, I might.
Hey, get your plug out now.
Well, that leads me to this, is that a lot of us have to be thinking the same thing. How are you affording to do this week after week, game after game, year after year? I love my Packers, but let me tell you, I like to eat too.
You're cheap.
I'm a patient guy. Very, very patient when it comes to these games.
With your credit card bills or what?
More than just the credit card bills. No, it's the honesty here is I'm so humble because my parents and my family have season tickets, and that definitely helps. But in terms of the road games, that's where it gets tough, right? As you guys are mentioning, the travel. I have to get off of work. I have to set aside, money to be able to do all this, and it's not easy. And the biggest thing for me is just staying patient for those road games. Tickets will come down for the most part. And there's always somebody that has a ticket. I just feel sometimes I'm in the right place at the right time. And I really feel the universe is watching, and what you put out, you get back, right? But it's been challenging. But I've had a few friends who have really, really helped me out during this streak. And one of them is my best friend, Brad. Without him, I could not make this happen. He works for a major airline, so that helps me to be able to.
I gotta
fly
know
to
your
those
people.
games.
I need to know his people. I need your
I
connections.
want to be friends with Brad because right now I'm flying Frontier and I'm loyal, but I can take another airline now. I'm loyal. I'm not that loyal.
So I got to ask, with all the away stadiums now, what was your favorite stadium and then favorite opposing fans that you experienced?
Sure, Brad.
Outside of Lambeau.
Kansas City is my favorite road stadium. They're just that stadium's phenomenal. The fans as well, for sure. My favorite fans would be the Buffalo Bills fans. Those Bills fans are so loyal. I can kind of compare Green Bay to Buffalo from a sense that they're both smaller towns, right? And they're both diehard, both loyal. One of my friends, Pinto Ron, hopefully I don't butcher this, but he's at almost 480 games and it consecutively.
Hey.
So
what's wrong with you people?
To make it to 100 is one thing, but to have him reach that mark, that's incredible. But those fans are great. The tailgate there is great. The atmosphere is great. The Bills Mafia is crazy, but there's been a lot of great experiences. And going to London, which is kind of more an international game, it's amazing how that unites all NFL fans. I saw every single NFL team jersey when I was at that game, and it just gives me the chills knowing that, hey, the NFL, it's really worldwide.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And Justin, we got to get to Myron Metcalf from ESPN and Zora Stevenson, who covered the Bucks, as Damian Lillard is a Milwaukee Buck. Your quick 10-second reaction to Damian Lillard becoming a Milwaukee Buck.
I am so happy that we got Damian Lillard. With him and Giannis paired together, this team's going to be unstoppable. It's going to be unstoppable.
I agree. You're going to hear more of Justin tomorrow at the Green Bay Game Day pregame show up at Green Bay. Justin, thanks for joining. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. We're going to be back in 2 minutes. Myron Metcalf and Zora Stevenson breaking down all things Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks next on KBN, presented by Bud Light.
The annual Catholic Memorial High School Open House is October 15th. If your family is interested in becoming part of the CMH tradition, make plans now to attend from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sunday, October 15th. Register at CatholicMemorial.net. As the only school awarded the Exemplary Award for Academic Excellence by the Archdiocese, find out how your student can achieve more at CMH. Tour the school, meet faculty, learn about all the clubs and extracurricular activities. Register today at CatholicMemorial.net. Catholic Memorial High School, where you rise.
It's a city from a fairy tale on the Mediterranean Sea.
Netanya, the city of diamonds.
And in this city of diamonds lived a crazy genius named Moses Hadara.
Moses was a mathematician,
a diamond cutter,
and a bit of a theoretical physicist.
Albert Einstein devised a formula, E equals MC squared.
Albert's formula unleashed the power locked inside an atom.
Moses' formula unleashed the power locked inside a diamond.
Moses began with star facets,
kite facets,
upper girdle facets,
lower girdle facets,
and pavilion facets.
But then a voice told him to add 24 new facets, the Moses facets.
When he cut the final one,
Shazam!
Moses unleashed an explosion of light.
That dazzling diamond is known today as the Kessler 81.
See it for yourself.
See it for yourself.
See it for yourself.
At Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
A bank that goes the extra yard? You got it. Show your love for the green and gold with Packers checking only from Associated Bank. Make every transaction a touchdown with your Packers debit MasterCard. And when you use it at the Packers Pro Shop, at the stadium, or online, you'll get 10% off. Associated Bank's Packers checking scores the home field advantage by delivering Midwest-based customer care, outstanding value, and more. Get in the game and learn more today at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith here. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
It's Dame time in Milwaukee, everybody. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust. He's Kyle Walsh. He's Brad Nortman. Chris Larson running the show. And we're keeping it rolling all day long with everything related to Dame to the Bucks. And really excited now to be joined by a guy with some Milwaukee roots that you see on ESPN. He's Myron Metcalf. Myron, I'm going through your tweets, and I'm absolutely loving them. I got my first chop at G's Clippers about 3 months ago, and I wish I was there right now. You called it. It's got to be buzzing there.
Oh, man, I wish I was there just for the buzz and the conversation about a move like this, man. It's amazing to watch a franchise that has already won a championship not be content with the past and say, listen, we got to keep rolling if we want to chase another one.
How meaningful is it to have Dame come to the city of Milwaukee? Like, whether Dame had input or not, it is big for the city to have two superstars in this city.
Yeah, two legit superstars, right? Like, I think we say superstar and we apply that to way too many guys, right? There aren't that many, but Dame is one of them. Certainly Giannis is one of them. I think it's also two guys who are known around the league as just good dudes, right? I mean, Dame was very involved in the community of Portland. Obviously, Giannis and everything that he's done in Milwaukee. So it's a combination of two of the good guys in the NBA and, one of the most potent duos now on the court.
From the Bucks' perspective, Drew Holiday has been such a great player, has meant so much to the city, and was an integral part of that championship team. But as I look at this trade for what the Bucks gave up for a guy like Lillard, I'm a little surprised they didn't have to give up more for him. Do you share in that surprise, or does this trade seem fair to you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what it would take. I did think it would take more than what Portland received. At the same time and time again, you see these standoffs when a superstar demands a trade, and they don't last. Eventually, the star gets his way. I know Dame had initially said he wanted to go to Miami, but it appears that Portland feels like they got what they wanted. They're in serious rebuild mode with some young pieces, and Dame gets a chance to compete for a championship. And Phoenix, as part of the deal, they get some depth. So I do think this is a trade where everyone got something that they needed and that they wanted at the end of the day.
Myron, good to hear from you. This is Kyle Wallace. Great to hear you again. I know we talked a couple weeks ago, but man, listen, we both from Milwaukee. We both from the 414. What does it mean?
Milltown.
Yes, sir. What does it mean to grow up with such mediocrity and then to see this moment where a star player like Damian Lillard is coming to the Milwaukee Bucks to team up with Giannis? What was your just initial reaction, and how much does this mean to you?
I've been talking crazy to all my Chicago friends. I told them we own the Midwest now. If you come through the Midwest, you got to go through us. You got to check in Milwaukee. It's not Chicago anymore because now this is the team, right? There's a team with a championship, and you had a dude like Dame Lillard. And it's so new. I mean, I remember going to games at the Mecca, right, when the Bucks were an afterthought. But a lot of lows. And then Giannis shows up and emerges as this real superstar. But you get kind of worried when he says, hey, I don't know where I'll end my career. He's talking like a guy who's not entirely happy. And then the franchise goes out and gets a dude like Dame Lillard. It just says that, to me, the franchise is serious about winning. And I think to be from the city of Milwaukee, it's too high, right? Usually you kind of just wait in that situation for Giannis to leave. But for the Bucks to go out and get Dame and say, nah, you ain't going that easily. We're going to keep competing. I think it says a lot about how serious they are about winning.
We're joined by Myron Metcalf of ESPN on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. We are presented by Bud Light, and Myron grew up in Milwaukee. He's got some roots here. I just want to talk about Drew Holiday for a second because what he did, I think, needs to be appreciated, whether it be the value or guarding Chris Paul, then switching to Devin Booker. I was going to say Chris Paul, Devin Booker, man. All these names are changing the NBA, and the stars are going everywhere, which is just amazing to talk about how Giannis and Dame are together, but talk about what that first championship meant to you.
Well, I mean, it showed to me the beauty of the NBA, right? And that a team from that market could win, and a team can win from the ground up. I think that's the thing about Milwaukee Bucks fans and what they'll always have. Like, if you look at their two championships, they were led by two dudes that were drafted by the organization, right? And sort of molded here. Obviously, Kareem came in and was already a superstar college player, but Giannis from the ground up, I think, to become what he became and then to win a championship just says a lot. But I also feel like this is sort of the next level because a lot of times in markets like this, you're just happy to get one, And the truth is, you can live off that for 30, 40 years, and there's nothing wrong with that. But to have a guy who's like, nah, I want more, it says that maybe for the people, that first championship was everything, and it's like, if we don't get another one, who cares? But I think Giannis is trying to change the mindset and attitude of like, no, you can win multiple championships here, and this can be a contender for a long time. So that's just a refreshing thought, and it helps the whole city. Like I said, I wish I was in the city right now just because I'm sure the vibe is so cool. So I'm always happy when Milwaukee's happy, and today certainly feels that way.
Well, we have updated betting odds from our great friends at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Just sent it over, our guy Luis. Right here, championship odds to win the NBA championship. The favorite are now the Milwaukee Bucks at plus 360, Denver at plus 450, Boston plus 550, the Suns at plus 600. And then you go down the list, you got more West. So I think it's interesting to see that the conference champion, the conference winner, Bucks plus 150, Celts plus 225. The next closest is Philly at plus 800. What's your reaction to seeing the updated betting odds of the East in the finals?
I mean, Dame is that dude. I mean, the guy was averaged 32 a game. He's a 37% career three-point shooter. Like, he demands doubles no matter where he is. I mean, the problem you're going to have is that pick-and-roll action with Dame and Giannis is going to be so nasty, right? You're not going to really be able to guard that. I mean, I think they're just going to really, really exploit a lot of teams that try to deal with that. Like, maybe you're like, okay, I got a big wing. I'm not worried as much. Well, you got a big that's going to have to somehow follow Giannis in that and stick with Giannis. And we know how deadly he is in that. Okay, maybe you have a big that you think is mobile enough to deal with Giannis. Well, now you got a dude like Dame who can literally hit from anywhere on the court. So I just think that pick-and-roll action is going to be so nasty. Now, defensively, you worry because Jrue Holiday was a really good defender in a league full of big wings. Yeah, in a league full of big wings, that's always going to be the thing with Damian Lillard. But I just think the scoring potential and the offensive flow is going to be tops in the NBA. It's going to be one of the best offenses in the league, and that'll take you far. So I'm not surprised that the odds have changed. You put Giannis next to another superstar like that, the championship should go through Milwaukee.
You know, one name we haven't said much today is the name Chris Middleton, and he's going from a 2 to a 3, which honestly is unbelievable when you think about how star-studded that team is then with Chris Middleton being a 3. How do you think his game adjusts to Dame now being the go-to shooter, and do you think that will work, and what's required of Chris Middleton now to be a 3?
I mean, look at what Michael Porter Jr. did with Denver, right? Like, I think that's Middleton in terms of the shot's always going to be there. Like, if you're an NBA team, you have to double one of Giannis and Dame, right? Like, I don't care who you are. Like, you cannot say, all right, we're going to play everybody straight up. You'll lose that way. So the spacing, to me, is what changes everything for Chris Middleton. And I think he's just going to be a guy who's always in a good position to score, who's always in a good spot to get his. And I think he's obviously had injuries. He's had his struggles that he's had to overcome. But I think Chris Middleton, of all people, benefits probably the most from a scoring perspective just because the spacing will favor him more than ever.
Myron Metcalf, a Milwaukee native from college basketball on ESPN. You see him on ESPN or hear him on ESPN radio. You see him everywhere. I've seen him from my time in college covering my games, and he's still doing it with ESPN.
Yeah. Old school.
and Myron, I want your reaction to this because I know you tweeted about it, but I just saw Tyler Hero put L as a quote tweet above this. This is what Jimmy Butler had to say. This is garbage.
Yo, NBA, man, y'all need to look into the Bucks for tampering. Y'all do. I'm just going to put that out there. Y'all didn't hear it from me, but I heard it through somebody. Y'all look at them for tampering.
Wah! That's my reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's weird for a player to get involved in that, right? Like, I mean, if the GMs and the front office guys want to do that, let them. But it's weird to hear a player. And my thing is, no one should feel sorry for Miami, which has had 6 months to make this work. Dame said, I want to play in Miami. Made that clear. Clearly, Miami was only negotiating with Portland for most of this time. And the Bucks swooped in while Miami was over there, getting a drink or whatever. And they said, hey, let me get your number. and they wooed Dame and they wooed Portland and they made it work. You can't fault the Bucks for that. And I think Miami crying is laughable to me, consider all the things that have worked in their favor. But I just think a superstar snitching like that is a bad look for everybody. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. That's front office stuff. That's not for players to do with other players.
I just find it very interesting to add to this. You talked about, Ben, you talked about what Tyler Hero said, and Tyler Hero was somebody who was basically rumored to be on the move. And so I don't know if they're trolling us, as we said before, playing with us, but it all seems very interesting, especially now that Tyler Hero has chimed in on this.
Yeah, I just don't know. I mean, like I said, if the NBA looks into it and there's something there, whatever, it's just weird that that's Miami's reaction to all this. I mean, this is a team that's been in the finals multiple years.
I love it. It's salt.
You know what I mean?
They've made the finals 2 of the last 3 years. They haven't got it done. They didn't get Dame. Now people are trying to link Drew Holiday to Miami. They're desperate now, and they're salty, and I love every second of it. Myron, we appreciate you joining us on the short notice. I'll have a Cop's Burger for you when I get done with the show. How about that?
It sounds good to me, man.
All right, that's Myron Metcalf of ESPN. This is Kyle Brust Nortman breaking all things down of the Dame Lillard trade. He is coming to be a Milwaukee Buck. Yes, you heard me right, but I got to give a shout out to my great friends at the Princeton Club. When you think about the Princeton Club, I think about a place where I go, and then, I'm going to enjoy my experience. I enjoy going to work out with my guy, Maddie, at Personal Training. They update their facilities every single year. They reinvest in the clubs. Free childcare with your membership. So you don't have to worry about, like, hey, I'm looking around. Is this the place where I want to be? It is, because they're always making it better for you. It's clean. Free childcare with the membership. I'll be working out with my guy, Maddie, on Friday. I got tons of extra energy right now after what's going on. The Brewers clinched the division. You got, the Milwaukee bringing in Dame. You got Green Bay playing tomorrow. I mean, everything's going on right now, and I'm juiced to get back to the Princeton Club. We'll be talking with tons more people across KBN, but we also want to hear from you. 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. Updated championship odds coming your way from Pottle Sportsbook. This is KBN.
Breaking news on 94.5 ESPN. The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard. React to the trade with us. 94.5 ESPN.
We start off with an accident on 94 eastbound, the ramp to get onto 175 northbound in the stadium interchange. It's off on the right shoulder, so just be careful with that. The westbound side, though, is slowing down from about 25th Street through to about Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 41, slowing down from Silver Spring all the way down to Locust, with the northbound side slowing from North Avenue up past Keefe. And southbound 41, you got pockets of heavy traffic coming in from about Good Hope Road all the way down to Mayfair Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, slight chance for showers or storms, cloudy with a low of 62. Tomorrow, decreasing clouds, a high of 68. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN. Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered showers, mostly cloudy, a high of 67. Tonight, slight chance for showers or storms, cloudy with a low of 62. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Dame time in Milwaukee.
It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good! And the Blazers win the series.
The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard.
Lillard, long-range three, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
React to the new Bucks Big Three right here. 94.5 ESPN.
Get to and from every home game in Green Bay this football season safely. Milwaukee Brat House, Jack's American Pub, and Wanakee Golf Course all offer transportation on game days. They've got bus services with private restrooms and all-you-can-drink packages. Book your round-trip ride from any of these locations and get complimentary access to an all-you-can-eat-and-drink tailgate at the bar on Holmgren Way. Make your game day experience a VIP experience with your official ride to Green Bay. Visit golfwanakee.com to book your trip today.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. We hear stories every day in our clinics that what used to work for guys doesn't anymore. Increase cardio, cut out certain food, nothing stops the changes in their bodies, especially the weight. The fact is, years of decreasing testosterone has packed on the belly fat that won't go away. We've introduced a medication, semaglutide, that helps drop 15% of the body weight on average while preserving testosterone. Join the over 20,000 Mentality clients and jumpstart your results. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Another week in the books. The football selections kill it on Saturday and Sunday, turning a nice profit going 6-2. Absolutely dialed in as we head into October. Are you ready to make money betting the games? Go to FatJackSports.com. Get all the plays. Get the opinions, the selections, the UFC. All of it is going to make you money for less than $100 a week. Only $4.99 through Halloween if you sign up this week. Go to FatJackSports.com. Start winning today. There's no tricks. There's no gimmicks. Just winners.
Bucks basketball is back. A new era tips off with Coach Griffin at the helm and your favorite core back on the court. Don't miss a moment of the action, from the slam dunks to the electrifying victories and the roar of 18,000 fans, all unfolding live at Fiserv Forum. Secure your seats now to be a part of every incredible moment. Visit Bucks.com/tickets and join us for an unforgettable season of Bucks basketball. There's a seat waiting for you at Fiserv Forum. Secure yours now at Bucks.com/tickets.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
I ain't perfect, I got demons too. I don't need you to give me more. I just
Dame University. It's Dame time. He is coming to Milwaukee. He tweeted it himself. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN across ESPN Wisconsin. And we keep the guest list growing and going. Zora Stevenson, formerly of Bally Sports Wisconsin, now of NBC Sports. I saw her doing some coverage with Simone. I mean, you're everywhere, Zora, and we're so happy to have you on right now. What was your reaction to Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks?
Well, first, how quickly you all transition. You got the Dame Dollar beats going. It's like, dang, I hope you gave some love to my guy Drew Holiday.
We did. Drew is super important.
I know.
To the community, to the Bucks, to the championship in 21. Him and his wife have done a lot for the community. Drew will get all the love. He will be remembered forever as a Milwaukee Buck legend. But this is big news in terms of the Bucks organization listening to some comments that Giannis has made and making a splash.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm sitting here doing my research for college football coming up this weekend. I thought I was going to lock in for the afternoon, get some writing done. All of a sudden, I get a notification on my phone. I'm like, oh, I think I screamed. I think I actually screamed.
Ah!
Oh, my goodness. And then you kind of bring yourself back to life a little bit. On the court, right? Let's take Drew and Lauren, oh my gosh, the holidays are amazing as they are advertised. So let's take all the personal stuff out of it. At first inclination, I was like, okay, but the defense of Drew Holiday, you're going to miss that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like some of the big problems that the Bucks have had in recent years has been offense, especially in the playoffs. The offense has just looked like mud. And Giannis just has had no room to work. And, even if he's off the court, this past, playoffs, he was hurt. It's like you got to have someone else who can get it going. I mean, the guy's nickname is Dame Time, right? That's what he does, is late game situations, late game execution. And all summer, Giannis has been talking about wanting to win. And we know, right, that the Bucks have always wanted to win. But there's I don't want to say no one, but you talk about a guy that's hungry. He's never had it before. This core of this Bucks team, they've won. And human nature, yes, you're hungry and you want another one, but at the end of the day, you know that you've reached the mountaintop. You have that championship. Damian Lillard has never done that. And so the energy and the passion and the grit that he's going to have to try and leave everything on the line to get a championship for the first time is going to be different than some of these other people. And it seems as such that Giannis is trying to find someone who can match his energy, right? Match the mean mug, and Dame Time might be that guy. I love when the Bucks make a splash in the NBA. I literally texted someone, and I was like, I love this team. Because just as everyone is going about their day, John Horst strikes again. Never underestimate that man. And I love how quiet the Milwaukee Bucks move. That's the
not
team
anymore.
We have to appreciate it.
Zora, I love.
Right? Yeah. Dame might. Yeah, it might be because Giannis will post stuff here and there, but Damian Lillard interacts with the fans in a different way. Bobby Portis does it sometimes, but I think that'll be fun too throughout the season. Like if you're ever wondering what's going on in Damian Lillard's head, he'll probably tweet about it.
You're gonna find out.
Zora, you have a very unique perspective on this team, this locker room, and we just see everything from the outside looking in. And historically, sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't work when you just try to throw superstars together. How do you think that Damian fits into this locker room from personality standpoint, just knowing what the vibes and personalities of the locker room are, and from either what a little or a lot you know about Dame, how do you think this fits from a locker room and personalities perspective inside the building?
Right. I think someone coming from Portland and someone who, devoted his loyalty to that city until he got to a point where he just felt like it wasn't working anymore. And he really, really tried to make it work. I think him and Giannis have a lot in common in that aspect. Giannis's, small market team has just flourished, right? And it's almost like the opposite. Like Giannis and Milwaukee is everything that Dame was trying to create in Portland, and it just never worked out. And so I think they're going to match each other's vibe a little bit. The Milwaukee locker room is chill. It really is. Good human beings who come to work every day, who want to win, who are passionate about the game, but are also really involved in the community and have things off the court that they really care about. Very family-oriented. Spouses and kids and extended family are always around, and the families themselves hang out together. So as long as Damian Lillard is down to be a part of a culture that's already been created, I think it'll be great. But what's interesting too is Milwaukee is at a time where so much is shifting because you've got a new head coach. It's like everything that maybe even I knew about the Bucks and how they operated is kind of shifting right now. And maybe it's a good time for that as you get a name like Damian Lillard coming in. Maybe there is some room to rewrite the script a little bit. But we know that locker room is always going to breathe the essence of Giannis, and that means someone who is hardworking, desperately wants to win, as he's talked about all summer, but also someone who genuinely cares about the people he loves in his life. And so it's balancing those two things. And I would put Chris Middleton in that same conversation as well. Mild-mannered, quiet person. Maybe Bobby Portis is maybe. Even Bobby is not. When you're in that locker room, they kind of all are to themselves. Say jokes here and there, but I think Dame will fit into that. The Portland lifestyle. Maybe he'll even see more sun here in Milwaukee. Dare I say that? Than Oregon all those years.
Zora, this is Kyle here. I'm so happy to have you here. And we are speaking with Zora Stevenson, former Milwaukee Bucks sideline and digital reporter, now of NBC Sports. Zora, first and foremost, I love how much you have basically adopted this city of Milwaukee as your own. The excitement you have about this, even talking about looking at the bright side of the weather. I know you're a Virginia girl, you're a Southern, you're kind of south, going southeast, and you're just talking about the weather.
Yeah, you lost
here.
me at that, Zora. I'm a transplant. I'm a Midwest guy, and I'm like, wait, what? The sun comes out.
He's probably going to see more sun here than in Portland.
Maybe a fraction.
It's a reflection in Portland. How brutal that is.
That is very factual. But Zora, we talk about we have Dame now. We have Giannis. Yeah. But then we also have Chris Middleton. With Chris Middleton getting aging and kind of had the injury the last couple seasons, is this a better position for Chris to kind of be in that number 3 role now moving forward?
Yeah, I don't want to do the rating 1, 2, 3 just yet. And like on paper, you know what it is. But yes, short answer to that is yes, because as much focus as you can put on I think it's going to help everybody. It's going to help Brooke. It's going to help Giannis. Shoot, it's going to help Dame because teams are going to have to pick who they're going to guard. Do you go big? Do you go small? You got Bobby Portis coming off the bench. There's just so many different ways that this team can play. And so I think it's going to help out all the superstars, Chris included. Maybe one game it's Chris goes off, and the next game it's Giannis, and the next game it's Dame, or it's interesting, something we should think about is maybe Giannis goes off in the first half, and then at halftime the team adjusts, and so Giannis is shut down a little bit more, and then, as we go through the game, it develops into Dame time. I think that's a situation that we could see multiple times. The sky is the limit, but I think it'll be exciting to have Dame, a guy who wants the basketball in his hands at clutch time, rather than trying to look for Giannis. And not to say that anybody else on this team is not comfortable taking a late game situation shot, because Chris Middleton has done it time and time again. But when you have a guy like Dame out there, where everybody on the court probably knows that Dame wants to keep the basketball, if he gets into the rhythm of looking for his teammates and realizing, hey, Chris Middleton's wide open in the corner, I think that could be really good. Something I just thought about as I was talking, though, is Damian Lillard hasn't really been in a situation with another superstar. I mean, C.J. McCollum was a big star, but not of Giannis's caliber. And so I'm wondering how he's going to be with, and not to say he can't do it, it'll just be different and an adjustment of, there's other guys on this team that need to get the rock.
Yeah.
Maybe even both. And so I'm interested to see how that'll develop. I'm sure that's why you have training camp and all that, but I was just thinking about that as I was talking.
Yeah, and again, I think that's one of those things where it's a great problem to have, and if you make your intentions known that you want to win a championship, you figure those things out, and that's what Coach Griffin was hired to do, and we will see what happens moving forward. But we know you were prepping for your college football weekend. Appreciate you joining us on short notice. Zora Stevenson from NBC Sports, thanks.
Not a problem. Now I just get to be a fan, so thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Again, Zora Stevenson, she's awesome. NBC Sports. You can see her on the Olympics coming up, like everywhere, and a good insight as to how this team has progressed over time covering the Milwaukee Bucks. We will continue to do all things Dame and Milwaukee Bucks, but we also got to talk to our guy, Rob Demovsky of ESPN, because he just got out of a press conference. We got some news and who's playing, who's not playing. Injury report has come out. The game's tomorrow. Brewers clinched. Packers tomorrow. Dame to Milwaukee. We'll keep it going. We got another hour and a half. Kyle, Brust, Nortman.
Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck.
A 3 wins the series. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard,
Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound on 43, going to be on and off the brakes, basically from Silver Spring all the way down to about Locust. The northbound side slow from just north of Fond du Lac Avenue up past Keith. Westbound on 94, heavy from the Marquette all the way through the Stadium interchange. And southbound on 41, backing up from before Good Hope Road, pretty much on and off the brakes all the way down past Mayfair Road. Traffic is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragaway, a quarter-mile-long drag strip plus a drift pad. Even drive your own car on the track. Find full event schedules and ticket information at greatlakesdragaway.com. And check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy, chance of showers, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly to partly cloudy, chance of sprinkles with a high of 68. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee. Packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN. Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered showers, mostly cloudy, a high of 67. Tonight, slight chance for showers or storms, cloudy with a low of 62. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's football season at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, featuring the best pool in history, Stadium Swim. 3 levels, 6 pools, and a 143-foot diagonal screen. Stadium Swim is America's favorite place to watch football. Located at Circa Resort and Casino, open 365 days a year, and it will be the place to be for Green Bay's first ever visit to Las Vegas. Plus, the ESPN Wisconsin team will be live on site. Book your stay today at circalasvegas.com. That's circalasvegas.com.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one. It's almost playoff time, so you know I have to have some Broken Bat Brewery in my hand. Owner Tim Pauly is here to tell me all about the brews Broken Bat has available to check out while watching some baseball this fall.
So yeah, this fall we've got an amber ale. It's a classic American amber, about 5.5%. Absolute crusher, perfect for fall weather. We've got our beer Stoinker, which is named after our buddy Adam McKelvey's phrase for hitting the ball out into right field. It's a German wheat. And then we've also got our classic Oktoberfest called Mr. Oktoberfest. You can find them at most of your retailers around the Milwaukee Market, Madison, Appleton, all that good stuff. And yeah, as always, Broken Bat Brewing Company, we're coming up with fun names. Everything ties back to the game of baseball. Great beer, great energy, great atmosphere.
Thanks again to Tim from Broken Bat giving me a breakdown of all the beers to check out down the stretch of the baseball season. Remember, folks, the fridge should always be stocked.
Announcing the former All-Star Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek. And the former John Paul's Buick GMC is now the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters. Greg Cunis was recently named Time Magazine's Wisconsin Automotive Dealer of the Year. Plus, Cunis dealerships have been awarded Top 100 Best in the U.S. by the Automotive News the past 9 years. Our mission is to bring the Cunis Auto Group's unequaled customer satisfaction and service to our friends in the greater Milwaukee area. Cunis Milwaukee Buick GMC stores have the area's largest pre-owned car, truck, and SUV inventory with over 3,000 vehicles available on lot or online and always at a price and payment you can afford. And all new and pre-owned Cunis vehicles come with our exclusive no-fear lifetime warranty coverage at no extra charge. So buy like a champion at the all-new Cunis Buick GMC of Oak Creek, 7020 South 27th Street, or Cunis Buick GMC of Greenfield, 3615 South 108th Street. Milwaukee's Buick GMC headquarters.
You love her twice as much today as the day you married her, right?
Welcome to Kessler's.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people with different political views and life experiences are coming together through the power of conversation, and it feels good. Hear more at lovehasnolabels.com/one-small-step. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard.
Lillard, long-range three, and it's good! At the buzzer, Damian Lillard!
React to the trade with us. 94.5 ESPN.
Ever since a young boy, I've been getting buckets.
This is how Rob Demovsky gets down.
Pull it back, Kobe.
It's Dame time.
Pull it back, Kobe.
Dame University, is that the album?
Take the shot in here.
Lillard song called Kobe.
When I pull up, it's just
turn it down because I can't hear.
Lillard song called Kobe.
That was really old. It sounds like an old man. You guys give me a hard time. Turn it down.
Turn that music down.
That dang music.
All you had to hear was Kobe.
Newfangled.
All right, this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, across ESPN Wisconsin. Presented by Bud Light, hitting all things Dame to the Milwaukee Bucks. But the Green Bay Packers are playing for the division lead tomorrow, and we have some news out of Green Bay, and I'm sure he rushed out of there just like he does every time to talk to us. Rob Demovsky joins us now from 1265. Rob, what's the latest?
Well, there's no drama with David Bakhtiari this week. He's just flat out. I mean, we're not taking this thing up to
Hey, it's clarity, Kyle. That's what you've been asking for.
Well, this is actually is disappointing news to hear that he's out.
Yeah.
Would you expect
I mean,
anything?
I thought
it's a coin flip, right, Rob?
Right, but I thought, well, he didn't play Sunday, so maybe they were going to, maybe he'd play this week, and that's why they were holding him out Sunday for the short turnaround, but obviously not. And look, the rest of the guys that were question marks are questionable. The skill position guys, Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, Jair Alexander, the important ones. But look, I mean, Matt LaFleur clearly wasn't happy that Christian Watson told us yesterday that the plan is for him to play, and Romeo Dobbs was breaking injury news, just flat out saying,
"Yeah, he's gonna play
33 back." Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they listed as questionable, just because I'm sure LaFleur is trying to walk that back a little bit. But those guys are on track to play. The only other one that's a little bit up in the air is Zach Tom, right tackle. If he's out, and we already know that Elton Jenkins and David Bakhtiari are out, that's 60% of your offensive line, which is bad enough, like, on any day. But when you got Aiden Hutchinson over there, that's probably even worse.
Rob, like me, you are a basketball fan. I was actually at Wisconsin Lutheran College to see your son play Wisconsin Lutheran High School, as I know the Knipples. And so, as a basketball novice, this is what I'll give you.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to Drew Holiday coming to the city of Milwaukee? Or, excuse me, Dame Lillard coming to the city of Milwaukee. We did this 2 years ago. Drew was coming. Now it's Dame.
Right. So, all right, my younger son is a big Dame guy. He's a junior in high school. He'll be on the De Pere team this year. And they both played on an Adidas AAU team a couple of years ago. And the only shoes that they found that were any good with Adidas were the Dames. So my younger one wore the Dame shoes and then became a Dame fan. I sent them a text this morning. And I haven't heard from my younger one, which is good because he's in school. My older one, who is playing basketball, the one you saw, is now playing basketball at Lawrence University in Appleton, just said, man, Drew Holiday gone, I guess that's the NBA for you. And
it's a business.
It
sucks.
Exactly, it is. I mean, and I know that, this was a guy who came in with a lot of fanfare, but the next guy is better, and I think it's pretty cool just to have, two superstars. Ben, I mean, I don't know what it's like for you to, you were a superstar and having to play with another superstar. I'm sure.
Stop it. Now you're hurting my feelings.
But I mean, that's the only question I have is like, all right, what's the dynamic between him and Giannis? And I love basketball. I like basketball way more than football, so I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out.
Rob, it's been pretty well noted back to the Packers that, guys don't love playing on Thursday. It's a short turnaround. And, for me, I never really experienced the physical challenge of that personally, but I know that in that short week, I don't know, guys can be a little bit more sluggish, a little bit more like, here we go again, my body isn't ready. But I got to ask, from everything that happened on Sunday and all the excitement, do guys have a little bit extra energy, pep in their step, optimism based on the results of Sunday's game that maybe make this a little bit more palatable for them? Or is it kind of usual Thursday week as you have seen them in the past?
No, I think Brad, I think from a mental standpoint that there's definitely something to that, it's just a lot easier to come back to work and get back down to it when you're feeling pretty good about what just happened. On the flip side, I've also seen, plenty of times where a team has lost going into a short week, and they're like, hey, best thing you can do is get right back out there and play. Now, that's the mental standpoint. The physical standpoint, no one can get used to that. I mean, from offensive linemen to skill position guys to all those guys, none of them like this. I remember talking to a couple guys way back when they first started this Thursday thing 20-some years ago, and it was like, how the heck are we supposed to do that? And now obviously guys have adapted to it, but most guys feel like they're just starting to feel a little bit normal again on Thursday, and that's when typically you have your longest practice, and if you do go in pads, it's going to be Thursday's practice. So. But then you think about that, all right, you practice on Thursday in pads, and then you still got Friday, Saturday, and a little bit of Sunday to recover. So it's to be honest with you, I think it's a little inhumane to have to do this, but they've been doing it for long enough now that talking about a business, it's a business, and this game is going to be, how much did Amazon Prime pay for the rights of this game? That tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, Rob, you mean that player safety is the first thing the NFL cares about? And speaking of people talking about player safety, David Bakhtiari, this is actually very disheartening news, and I just want to kind of break down. Are we concerned because before we thought it was turf, and then he didn't play again on Sunday, and now he's not playing again on Thursday? Are we concerned there may be something more wrong with this knee than we actually know about?
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I think that's a fair point, Kyle, to make. Is that it's not just that he didn't feel comfortable playing on turf. It's not just that something flared up here. That this is now 3 games, right? That he's going to miss minimum, and then we'll see. They do have a little bit of a longer break with not only the mini bye this weekend, but then not playing until the following Monday out in Vegas. But yeah, this is problematic. And look, they were hoping to get 14, 15 games out of David Bakhtiari this year and then probably move on. And, at this point, it doesn't look like they're going to get that, and who knows when we'll see him next. The only good part of this is that their offensive line was the deepest position they had going into the season. And I don't just mean going into the part of the season now, but I'm talking about like going into the beginning of the offseason. They didn't draft a single offensive lineman, and they didn't keep a single undrafted rookie offensive lineman because they had depth there. And this is depth it's good, but it's being tested now. I think they'll be okay, even if Zach Tom doesn't play this week, because Yosh Nijman has played a lot of football for him, and he'll play right tackle. But I don't think they can sustain another injury.
Rob Demovsky of ESPN, thanks for joining us, giving us the latest on everything Green Bay Packers as they take on the Lions tomorrow. I hope you hear from your son.
Well, hey, Ben, you're going to have to come up to the pier because we play Wisconsin Lutheran again this year. So this time it's up here. You'll have to come up and see that game.
Sounds good, Rob. That's Rob Demovsky of ESPN. And Kyle, you're working around the offices like I am. You've seen that smart technology, that we've been working with around here.
Oh, I love the smart technology. I was so excited today. I decided I need to stand and work, and I can do that because of smart spaces. And Ben, it's a virtual world, and like it or not, your company has to navigate it, but that doesn't mean the journey has to be painful. What if your company's space was smarter, technologically integrated, and able to perform beautifully across all virtual meeting environments? With smart spaces, that dream truly becomes a reality. Smart spaces will get you the right technology for the right reasons. Now, with a listen-first culture, they'll learn your business needs and provide seamless solutions for your office. Improve your business today at smartspaceswi.com. That is, improve your business today at smartspaceswi.com. That is smartspaceswi.com.
If you just came out from under a rock, Damian Lillard is traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. We will continue that conversation. We'll give you our reactions, and we will hear from you, all coming up next on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, presented by Bud Light.
The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard.
Lillard, long-range three, and it's good!
React to the trade with us. 94.5 ESPN. Keep the good times rolling every Sunday with GKB founder and CEO Craig Karmazin on Sunday Karma.
No rump shaking. Did you say that off the air, Kyle? You got to say that on the air. It was not rump shaking. It was not anything inappropriate. It just was totally irrelevant.
Sunday Karma with Craig Karmazin.
Because isn't that how GMs get chosen, right? You trade up, in my opinion, cost the team a chance to win a championship.
Sundays from 10 to noon on ESPN Wisconsin.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust. Men can be their own worst critics, especially as we get older and compare our current self to the younger version. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown help men with testosterone optimization, regenerative medicines, heart health screenings, weight loss, and yes, sexual enhancement services. Forward Healthy Lifestyles can offer regained energy and endurance, more muscle and tone, enhanced performance, joint therapies, and more. Change your life and stop comparing who you are now to who you used to be. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Carlin.
Deion's actions in what he says, opening up the players to getting hit with cheap shots, to getting hit out of bounds, to getting shots that wouldn't necessarily happen during games because because those teams are so fired up to take out their frustrations on you because you're getting all of the attention and you're running your mouth before the game. You're really putting your teams in harm's way quite a bit. And it's dangerous, and it's something that is not being talked about enough here. And I would think something that really has to be a big concern for Deion when he tells Travis Hunter, I'm not worried about you in this game this week. I care about you a lot more than I care about this game. And I believe Deion when he says that. But there is this negative side to it that's not being talked about.
At the Home Depot, Saturdays are about two things: getting projects done right with Behr Premium Plus interior paint
and football.
That's right, Kirk Herbstreit. And with Bear's wall-to-wall coverage and long-lasting durable finish, you'll spend less time worrying about your walls,
which means more time for football.
For football. Upgrade your Saturday with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Yo, 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 what's up, party people? I'm Julie Foudy.
And I'm Lynn Ozawi.
We host the ESPN podcast Laughter Permitted, where we have candid chats with trailblazing women in sports and beyond.
We've talked with goats like Billie Jean King, Simone Biles, Mia Hamm, Sue Bird, Candace Parker, Michaela Schifrin, just to name a few.
So grab a donut or 500 and check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And a huge shout out to our presenting sponsor, Ally, who has supported us since day one. It's Laughter Permitted.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Another week in the books. The football selections kill it on Saturday and Sunday, turning a nice profit, going 6-2. Absolutely dialed in as we head into October. Are you ready to make money betting the games? Go to FatJackSports.com. Get all the plays. Get the opinions, the selections, the UFC. All of it is going to make you money for less than $100 a week. Only $4.99 through Halloween if you sign up this week. Go to FatJackSports.com. Start winning today. There's no tricks. There's no gimmicks. Just winners.
Sharpen your investment and retirement strategy at the Annex Wealth Management Navigating the Markets presentation. What are the headwinds for portfolios in excess of $1 million? Will the long-awaited recession actually happen? And what can you do to calibrate your portfolio? Navigating the Markets takes place October 5th at the Sharon Lynn Wilson Center for the Arts in Brookfield. This premier event is open to everyone. Complete details and sign up at annexwealth.com/events. The American economy is at a critical juncture. What's next? Join us for Navigating the Markets from Annex Wealth Management.
Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck.
A 3 wins the series. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard got it.
Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
I'm really him. Might be some.
If you missed it, we got you right here. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN across ESPN Wisconsin. The news of the day, Damian Lillard traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Yes, Damian Lillard traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. He said he only wanted to go to Miami, but he's excited for his new chapter in Milwaukee per his own tweet. So again, that feels like good enough confirmation for me to take a deep breath as we break down all things Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. I do want to give the people an update from Potawatomi Sportsbook, the new championship odds. The Bucks are the odds-on favorite to win the NBA championship. A lot of times when this moves, it moves, not a lot for like a trade here or there. This is two superstars. We need to reiterate. It is two very well-known, two top 10 undoubtedly players in the NBA. Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and let's not forget Chris Middleton's still a part of this. Let's not forget Brook Lopez is a big piece of this. There's still so many pieces, and who knows if they're done. That's a real thing as well. And as it stands right now, they're the odds-on favorite at plus 360 at Pato Sportsbook to win the NBA championship. Next is the Denver Nuggets plus 450 and the Boston Celtics at plus 550. But I think what's really interesting is to win the East, right? That's to go to the NBA Finals, just to give yourself a shot at another Larry O'Brien. The Bucks and the Celtics are odds-on favorites. The Bucks plus 150 and the Celtics plus 225. The next closest is the Sixers at plus 800, and then you find the Miami Heat plus 1,400. So Jimmy Butler all salty over there, calling out tampering. They're just feeling the heat. You know what I'm saying?
They are. That's funny. Nice little pun there. And I mean, you just look at it. You have this generational talent in Giannis, and you're adding somebody like Dame. There is reason for Bucks fans to be excited. But if you take away the fandom and you just look at the reality of what this situation is, you have two legitimate superstars that are going to team up that many, I forgot who came. We had some people. I think Myron Metcalf came on, and he talked about everything you hear about both of their personalities. They're both willing individuals to do what you have to do to win. This is why the odds are what they are. We as fans, we're not just kind of reaching and excited about this championship potentially here in Milwaukee. There is reason for people in Milwaukee to be excited for this, and I might get season tickets.
Ooh, season tickets. You get 3 of them, one for each K, B, and N.
Oh, is the B and the N, they got some money on it? I ain't getting it for everybody.
You haven't even taken us out in your pontoon boat yet.
Wow, you just telling all my business out here. My
just like I wanted to feel the love.
My goodness. Well, the weather's going to be nice.
I thought you rented it or something.
I got y'all.
800-990-3776. That's how you can react with us.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be must-see TV this year. These two superstars together. I'm trying to think. I've got these teams that are NBA super teams, which I would characterize the Bucks as that now. You always kind of look at them based on the 1, 2, and 3. The Bucks have a 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's not forget that Brook Lopez was finalist, or did he win Defensive Player of the Year? He's an all-star.
Not Player of the Year, but again, he's so critical to what they do in terms of protecting the paint.
Protecting the paint, so he's strong on defense. I have Chris Middleton as your 3, and these two guys as your top 2. I mean, this is the ingredients for what an NBA juggernaut team is. So, I mean, anything less than an NBA championship.
Say it again. NBA what?
NBA juggernaut.
In Milwaukee.
800-990-3776. He's a juggernaut in his own way, and I love him. Let's bring in Leroy in Milwaukee. Leroy, how are you?
What's up, man? What's up to KBN Nation? What's up, Brust, man? You know you always been my family and forever will.
Yes, sir.
You know
how you feeling about Dame?
Man, we got the Dame Dollar Dame time, family. I'm ecstatic, family, y'all. And guess what? And you're going to be playing that music, Brust, again. One more time, feel the beat. I want to celebrate.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's get it, Leroy.
I love you, Brust.
All right, Leroy, thank you for the call. That's right, Dame Dollar in Milwaukee. Let's go to Dwayne in West Bend. Dwayne, you're reacting on KBN about Dame to the Bucks.
Let's go!
Hey, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Working at the red lights. I like that.
What's up, Dwayne?
Man, I feel a little bad for Marjon because he's going to lose that number 0. But, I mean, man.
Think about that. I don't feel bad at all. He's a youngster. You got to find your way.
Right. You know, I'm a little heartbroken with Drew Holiday, but the Grayson Allen thing, I mean, I was yelling at him all last season, you know, with his inconsistency. But, yeah, I think we're going to miss Drew Holiday, but this is just a huge pick. I mean, you cannot be – sports right now in Wisconsin is exciting, man. It's exciting.
Dwayne, we appreciate your energy, and I do want to hit on what you just said there. Like this is bigger than just Dame, right? We're coming off of the night that the Brewers pop champagne. Bob Ueckers hanging out with Christian Yelich, and then you have at the same time a young Packers team that's ascending earlier than a lot thought, playing the team that wiped them clean on their own home field last year to go to the playoffs, and you have a chance to take the division lead. So then, after a abysmal first round against the Heat, Giannis makes some comments. I don't think he said anything wrong. I think he opened up the ears. And what did the Bucks do? They listened. And what do you do when you have a generational superstar? You listen and you make stuff happen. They didn't stop. They are bringing in Dame. I know the questions about, well, Drew Holiday's defense was this. Dame isn't that. Well, guess what? You have 2 superstars now. You have a defensive-minded head coach. These are problems that you want to have. These are problems that superstar teams figure out and get it done.
I'm curious if Giannis's comments were the impetus to this trade. I wonder if they were as committed to get this done before Giannis's comments as they were after. And if this was an ingredient to make this trade happen, where they're like, oh my gosh, we have a superstar that is putting us on notice. Good for Giannis. Good for Giannis to go out there and do the unpopular thing to get what he needs done.
And to that point is that I really think that if Giannis speaks, they always listen. I believe it was Bradley Beal where with that trade, and they said the Bucks were maybe in on that trade. The Bucks were never going to make that trade, but they were doing their due diligence as they should as an organization. So I'm just proud of the Milwaukee Bucks as an organization and that culture that they had developed and built up that Zora raved about and that the players obviously love here as well.
800-990-3776. Keep reacting with us. Let's go to Don in Milwaukee. Don, your reaction to bringing a superstar to the city of MKE.
Big time. This is big time. I've been screaming from the rooftops anybody that would listen about bringing Dame and how much sense it would have made to Milwaukee, but it just was so unrealistic. This is exciting. This is so exciting. Everybody should be just ecstatic. This is real odds. This is real time, big time.
Yeah, it almost doesn't feel real. I appreciate the call, Don. And what doesn't always feel real is the experience that you get from Gina Della, because it's unlike anything you've ever seen in your entire life. Gina Della is the equivalent of John Horst. Like, they're two in the same. They are wonderful in what they do.
You know, the Bucks today, they scored an absolute deal for the best products out there. That's the same thing you're going to get with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin as well. Because you got those old drafty windows and those old doors. You don't want days like this where it's raining, where it gets cold outside. You do not want to be left with that, specifically in the dead of winter. But luckily for you, Pella has a great deal going on right now. And that's paying as low as $19 per month per window and $75 a month on patio doors. The installation is completely easy, no mess, no hassle, and they're going to give you the perfect results that they always do. Visit PellaWI.com today.
We'll keep taking your calls all next hour long. We're losing you to Rutledge and Hamilton and Madison. You can stream us if you want to keep it going. You can find us on YouTube, on Twitter. We're everywhere. Keep calling 800-990-3776. We'll be reacting with you and hearing from Justin Garcia of the Bucks Radio Network. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Dame Dollar time!
Backups are stretching pretty heavily on southbound 43 from Bender Road all the way down into the Marquette interchange, 28 minutes around your road to downtown, and that continues heavy over the high-rise bridge. Downtown to Layton Avenue is going to be about a 12-minute ride. It's an extra 5. Does not really let up till you get past the KK River. Northbound is slowing down right out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Westbound is heavy out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, with the eastbound side of 94 backing up right about at 76th Street all the way through to about 27th. Traffic is brought to you by the Waukesha Gun Club, featuring traps, skeet ranges, and sporting clay courses over 98 acres. Just 1 mile north of I-94 at exit 295. Learn more at waukeshagunclub.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, chance of showers, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly to partly cloudy, chance for sprinkles, a high of 68. Weather is brought to you by Adams Generators, the #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. Call for your free quote today at 262-944-2010 for power peace of mind, or visit adamspower.com/generators. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, this
is Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco.
And I can continue to do that thanks to Summit Eye Care of Wisconsin. When my vision began to drift, my eye doctor said Summit Eye Care was the best place to go. Using the latest adjustable implants, the doctors at Summit were able to fine-tune my vision. In fact, my vision is now the best it's ever been. Summit Eye Care was the right call to help me see all the action on game days.
To schedule an appointment at one of their locations, visit summitiwi.com.
Hi, I'm John McGivern. If you're looking for a Medicare plan with freedom and flexibility, choose a Network Health Medicare Advantage plan. Plans start as low as $0 a month with $0 doctor visits and $0 prescription drugs, plus vision, hearing, and dental benefits. For 40 years, Network Health has been a trusted expert in making health insurance affordable and understandable. Don't wait. Call 833-7-NETWORK today.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN. Presented by Bud Light on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We them boys. We them boys. We making noise.
It's the 414 hour here on KBN, but it's that Dame time 414 hour, because he is now a member of not only KBN Nation, but Milwaukee Nation, because he is now going to be a 414 boy as well.
It is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, 94.5 ESPN. That was Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust. Brad Nortman next to me as well. Chris Larson running the show. We keep the guests rolling. We get somebody from the Bucks Radio Network. Lots of insight you will hear all season long, and he just got a gift of a storyline to talk about. It's Justin Garcia. Justin, welcome into KBN.
How's it going, guys?
It's going fantastic. What was your initial reaction, dude? Because this is, as someone who I've gotten to know, you know how much I appreciate a guy like Drew Holiday. But this is A+ in my opinion.
Yeah, so I guess we'll get the particulars out of the way. Still waiting for the official word that this trade happened, but assuming that goes through, I was in disbelief because I'm sure you guys felt the same way when these rumors started to pick up and the Bucks were mentioned. I think all of us, I know I did, thought that'd be really nice. I just don't see how the Bucks have the assets to pull that off. And when I look at this trade, I can't help but think there were better offers out there, that this really seems like a part of this from the Portland side, and Joe Cronin kind of feels like some of it was spite, especially towards the Miami Heat. It's obviously a big loss on the defensive side to not have Drew Holiday, and you can't even quantify the losses that you're going to get there, not just with the job he does on his man, but how he helps out the rest of the defense. And Ben, you've talked about that quite a bit. But we've seen in the past, defense is not the issue for the Bucks. The last 4 or 5 years, it's been offense, and especially half-court offense. They won a title in 2021 in spite of a horrifically bad half-court offense. They have never had a player like Damian Lillard in the half-court with his scoring ability. Very few teams have, and now you have that, and the biggest problem has been addressed, that you have a guy that is going to pair nicely with Giannis, and he can get you those tough baskets in the half court when that had seemingly been a problem for years.
Justin, Brad Nortman here. Thanks so much for joining the show. I can't help but wonder, Giannis made those comments not long ago, only a week or so ago, about the importance of a winning culture, and he'll look elsewhere if he doesn't feel like the Bucks are building that. How much do you think that played a role in the Bucks actually executing this trade and getting it done?
Well, I think it's certainly a piece of it, and Giannis has to do that too. That we saw LeBron basically set that template of if you commit to short-term deals and you keep the pressure on the organization, that is the way they'll continue to build a contender and continue to spend and do these moves that you want to see happen. So I wasn't surprised that we started to hear that from Giannis, and certainly not surprised to hear that he didn't intend on signing that extension and wanted to wait and see what happens. I'm sure that was a small part of it, but I don't think this was a reactionary move from John Horst and company to hear Giannis wants us to keep our foot on the gas pedal here and do everything we can to win another title. Okay, we didn't know that. We should go get Damian Lillard now. I don't think this was reactionary. As we started to hear, the Bucks were certainly kicking the tires on this weeks ago. But like I said, when you heard that, you thought, great, they should. I just don't see how they can pull it off. And now here we are with the season set to begin and preseason next week and training camp next week, and the Bucks go out and make the biggest move of the offseason.
Justin, I know how excited you are. I was with you a couple days ago when we talked about this just a smidge. We both didn't think this was going to happen, so I know how excited you are about this. But thinking about having two superstars play together, can Giannis and Dame work? Will Giannis defer to Dame when he needs to? Let me know from the perspective of you being around the organization, do you believe this will work?
Oh, 100%. It is, on paper, this is a perfect pairing. Damian Lillard, we already talked about what he does in the half court and how he helps your offense. Now, there are some questions on the defensive side, but for a team that has Brook Lopez and Giannis, that cleans up a lot of issues on the perimeter. So I don't think Drew Holiday, his absence is going to push the Bucks to the lower third defensively. Maybe they're not elite defensively, but the offense is going to be elite now. Damian Lillard led the league last year in scoring as the ball handler in pick-and-roll situations. The Bucks were horrifically bad in those spots. They were fifth worst in scoring in those pick-and-roll sets. Damian Lillard can do that. And not only that, Damian Lillard last year was a down year for him in that. Now, injuries the last couple of years played a factor there, but to add him and his ability to score out of the pick-and-roll, his ability to score once he crosses half court, Now defenses are going to have to say, okay, what do we do here? Do we stick with Dame on the perimeter, or do we let Giannis roll to the rim and not protect him? That is what defenses are going to be faced with. And you go back to the title run, that's where the Bucks offense was at their best, when it was especially Chris Middleton. But if it was Chris or Drew setting up pick and rolls, Giannis is the screener that rolls to the rim. That's where they produce the most points per possession. And now you add two guys that are elite at both components of that.
Joined by Justin Garcia of the Bucks Radio Network here on Kyle Brust and Nortman, 94.5 ESPN. Justin, like when I think about this holistically, right? How much pressure will go on Adrian Griffin? Yeah, it's an unbelievable spot to be in, but also like an unfair spot for a first-year coach.
Well, yes, but I do feel like if this was still Bud and there was no coaching change, the pressure on Bud is tenfold then of like, okay, man, it's been 5-6 years. Like, you absolutely need to win a title. Not to say the expectations are not going to be championship with Adrian Griffin, but it does change things in that before this deal was made, we talked about Giannis's comments and what that does to the front office. But, you know, the thing that was kind of actually it does this more than anything. It put a lot of pressure on his teammates, because then you're entering the season thinking, okay, we have to overperform and we got to be at our best. Otherwise, this guy could be leaving. And this doesn't eliminate all of that, but to add a guy that can carry a lot of that load, that changes things. And that's going to help Adrian Griffin, where he's not going to be the focus now. We're not going to be dissecting how this offense looks and some of the differences that they have and blaming that on Adrian Griffin and putting him under the microscope. We're looking at Giannis and we're looking at Damian Lillard. So it does carry some pressure, but I think it also helps in that Adrian Griffin is going to slide a little more under the radar now.
Well, Justin, thanks for joining us on quick notice. I'm loving what you're putting out on Twitter. I'm sure you'll love this one. They're calling Giannis and Dame freak time.
We'll see if we can get that trademarked and run with it.
Yeah, I need it in the broadcast. I need that in the broadcast, especially on your pick and roll situation.
We'll try. We'll see. No promises.
No promises, but Justin, thanks for joining on short notice, breaking down all things. Drew Holiday gone, Dame Lillard in. You can hear Justin on the Bucks Radio Network, and we will hear from you soon, buddy.
All right. See you later.
800-990-3776. We'll keep reacting Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's go to Dave in Madison. Dave, thanks for holding.
No problem. Hey, tell me again. What time is it now, brother? Tell me what time it is.
Time!
It's daytime! It's daytime, baby!
Freak time!
Hey, now,
which I like too.
Yeah, we all like freak time.
Too. I love freak time. Real quick, just on the defense, I know we're all kind of getting, because it's part of the heart and soul of the team, but I got to think Jay Crowder, we're going to be looking at Jay. He got real underused, and that's a young man who can play some defense still, got good wingspan. I know we're all thinking, oh, man, maybe we slip down to the bottom half. All those Bucks are dogs, man. That's the beauty of this move. Dame is joining a team of dogs, and he's a dog too, so I'm not worried about them fitting. He's going to love the attitude. It's going to juice him up to see the way these guys play so hard. And, again, I just think Chris is going to be smiling right now because he knows he's going to get open. Jay's going to get used more because they're going to value his defense. It's nothing but it's almost like we've never had permission to be this happy in Milwaukee. We've never had permission to dream like this. The only time that even comes close to this is when Giannis said, my city, my team. And I got to tell you, I feel even better about this one, man, because now we have permission to dream. We can dream big like anybody else because nobody got a time like freak time. I'm out. Thanks for the time, fellas.
Hey, Dave, thank you for the call. I love that ending. Keep the energy coming. Keep the calls coming. Let's go to Pete in Sussex. Pete, welcome into KBN. How are you feeling? Freak time.
Hey, I'm freaking out, guys. This is unreal. This is going back a ways, but I think this is the biggest move the Milwaukee Bucks have made since they brought a man named Oscar Robertson in to join Lou Alcindor.
I mean, it's definitely fair. There's no doubt about it.
Can't think of another one.
But the opportunity that Giannis has, that even from 50 years ago, they can win multiple. They are the odds-on favorite to win the NBA championship. That is what this trade did, and that is why I am pumped, Pete. That's all you got. Thank you for the call. We got more to go to. Let's go to Jake in Milwaukee. Jake, 800-990-3776. Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, 94.5 ESPN. We're breaking down freak time. That's right, Giannis and Dame. Freak time. Jake in Milwaukee.
Love the trade. I am so pumped now for the NBA season. I'm so pumped for the Bucks season. I love this trade. I love that Damian Lillard's coming to Milwaukee. Him and Giannis, I think it's going to be a great team. This is going to be a great year for Milwaukee and the Bucks.
Thank you for the call, Jake. Couldn't agree more. Oh, we got to go to him. 6'4", 270. It's a big deal. We'll go to our guy, Jason in Madison, my official bodyguard of KBN Nation. What up, Jason?
Hey, I love what you brothers have been doing so far, man. Love the vibes. Y'all are doing good. So I want to start with the impact that the brother Drew had in the community, man. He came to the Milwaukee Bucks at a very difficult time in society. You know, Black Lives Matter, all these killings of young black men all over the country, and him and his wife did an amazing job in Kenosha and in Milwaukee itself, reaching out to the community and making some changes. So I want to make sure that we definitely appreciate everything that him and his family gave to our communities. I love this trade, bro. Everybody's talking about all the defense we're losing, and that's true. Drew is definitely a difference maker on the defensive side, but what he brings is something we have not seen. And him and Giannis, oh, boy, one more time.
Yeah, Chris, I'm going to need one more time on the way out of here. I'm going to need it. Thank you, Jason in Madison, 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-3776. I see Lewis. I don't know if it's Lewis on the north side. The north side always knows. Lewis, welcome into KBN.
What's up, fellas? You right? It's always Lou from the north side. Remember a couple weeks ago when I said, fellas, we're going to win the championship. Giannis going to re-sign in the summer.
You did say that.
You
didn't say Dame was coming to Milwaukee.
He did say, go ahead, continue.
No. But what I said, and today it seems a little bit more believable. This stuff usually doesn't happen to the Bucks. We usually do silly stuff like send Ray Allen for Gary Payton. We get the stars on the back end. It reminds me, even though it wasn't a trade, when the Packers signed Reggie White. You know, it's the same expectation. You know what I'm saying? We added him with Favre, but we knew we had something.
Yeah, 414 just chimed in. Reminds me of Reggie White to Green Bay in '93. You got a lot of that right now, which I think is how big and impactful this really is for the city of Milwaukee as well, not just the state of Wisconsin.
And you know what?
When my brother called, my brother called me with the news. When he called me with the news, he's a jokester, so I thought he was kidding. He's like, "No, man, I'm serious. We got him." And I'm like, "It's unbelievable, fellas. It's a great day in the city, and it's going to be an even greater day in June. Mark my words."
I love it, Lewis.
Later.
Thank you for the call. June, will they be hoisting the Larry O'Brien? 800-990, again, 800-990-3776. That's 800-990-ESPN. We'll keep hearing from all of you. KBN Nation reacting. Dame Dollar. Freak time. Next.
Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck.
A 3 wins the series. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard got it!
Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
Backups are stretching pretty heavily on southbound 43 from Bender Road all the way down into the Marquette interchange, 28 minutes from your road to downtown, and that continues heavy over the high-rise bridge. Downtown to Layton Avenue is going to be about a 12-minute ride. It's an extra 5. Does not really let up till you get past the KK River. Northbound is slowing down right out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Westbound is heavy out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard, with the eastbound side of 94 backing up right about at 76th Street all the way through to about 27th. Traffic is brought to you by the Waukesha Gun Club, featuring traps, skeet ranges, and sporting clay courses over 98 acres. Just 1 mile north of I-94 at exit 295. Learn more at waukeshagunclub.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, chance of showers, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly to partly cloudy, chance for sprinkles, a high of 68. Weather is brought to you by Adams Generators, the #1 rated Generac dealer in Wisconsin. Call for your free quote today at 262-944-2010 for power peace of mind, or visit adamspower.com/generators. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN. Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered showers, mostly cloudy, a high of 67. Tonight, slight chance for showers or storms, cloudy with a low of 62. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Dame time in Milwaukee.
It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good! And the Blazers win the series.
The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard.
Lillard, long-range three, and it's good! At the buzzer! Damian Lillard! Are you kidding me?
React to the new Bucks Big Three right here. 94.5 ESPN.
Here in Wisconsin, a good old-fashioned is an important way of life. And that's where my friends at Perky's Old Fashioned come in. Hey, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to tell you about the easiest way to put together an old-fashioned. Perky's offers both brandy and bourbon old-fashioned mixes. And get this, the booze is already in there. Just add the soda of your choosing, and you'll have Grandma Perky's old-fashioned in the palm of your hand. Perky's is locally made and great for get-togethers of all kinds. Get perked up and head to perkysspirits.com for your nearest Perky's location.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
Kessler's works with crazy genius diamond cutters around the globe.
But we keep our crazy genius jewelry designers right here at home, where we can keep them busy.
Monica, I heard we gave our design team a challenge.
Yes, we gathered all 14 of them together and made their eyes sparkle with joy. What did you say? I said we wanted each of them to design a pendant that looks and feels like springtime. Springtime! New life!
14 designers? 14 pendants?
Yes, and we manufactured exactly 8 copies of each of these 14 designer pendants.
There are only 112 of these limited edition pendants in the whole world?
Yep, and they will sell for only $299.
Wow.
One last thing. We're donating all the profits to the charity of the designer's choice.
Being employee-owned gives us the freedom to do fun things.
And then we share those things with you, the people we love.
See the crazy genius designer pendants at KesslersDiamonds.com.
The Crusaders are back under the lights on Friday night.
He's at the 30, 25-20. They're not going to catch him. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, M.J. Mitchell.
Catholic Memorial takes on Pius High School on Friday. Our coverage with Gabe Neitzel and Mike Podol starts at 6:30. Catholic Memorial Football on 94.5 ESPN is brought to you by the Bray Team at Shore West, Gerald Nell Inc., Wind Dancer Balloon Promotions, Mid-City Sports, Suburban Asphalt, Perspire Sauna Studio, Edge Leadership, and Urchel Real Estate Group. Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck.
A 3 wins the series. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good!
Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
Keep it up, Chris. Keep it up. Damian Lillard is the Milwaukee Bucks.
Daytime.
Lillard across half court from 40. Hey! Lillard across half court on the pick and roll with Giannis. Up to Giannis. Free time! Oh, yeah. All right, let's get that championship. One more time, we're going to celebrate. Ooh, awkward break. Stop the dancing. Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's go. Hit the drop now. One more time. No, that's what we want. This is a great game. This is a great game.
This is real. This is an absolute dream. My goodness.
800-990-3776. Damian Lillard to the Milwaukee Bucks. You're not in a dream, Kyle. You're not in a dream. It is real. He tweeted, so although the trade is not official, it feels very positive in the way that Damian Lillard has said, looking forward to his next chapter with the Milwaukee Bucks. Go ahead, Kyle.
He gave his stamp of approval. He probably already got the new Rich watch that kind of matches the Bucks color. He gave the stamp of approval. So I'm all good. I don't need to see nothing else. I know he's going to be on his way to Milwaukee very, very soon to put on that Bucks jersey.
Well, and quite honestly, we've been looking at this from the Bucks perspective all day. Let's think about this from Dame's perspective. The dude just wants to go win a championship. Is there a better team to go to and pair up with than Giannis, a team that's already done it, already has the building blocks and ingredients of a complete team? So even like with the whole, theorizing to go to the Heat or whatever else, I mean the adjusted odds, the adjusted odds says everything. So this was the right thing for Dame too.
Yeah, that's a really good point because like Dame could go to the Heat and sure their odds to win the East go up, but Dame to the Heat with Chris Middleton and Giannis means that they are the odds-on favorite. That's what it is across the nation and at Potawatomi Sportsbook. 800-990-3776. Let's go to Brian in Lake Mills. Brian, what's going on?
So this person didn't get to play as long with that team, and it was a mid-season or late-season acquisition, but it's like a mini CC Sabathia. But if Sabathia could have played a couple more years with the Brewers, I mean, his impact was through the roof. But I'm excited to see what this does for kind of those role veterans that are all of a sudden like, oh, I need to hitch on to the Bucks, whether it's yet this off season or if it's one of those mid-season trade deadline deals. So I'm excited for the kind of like that 4 or 5 spot of who they might get to help out along with who they already have.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting, Brian, to see the progression of what this team does. I actually don't think it's that 4-5 spot. I think it's more so like who's another guard, who's another ball handler, so Chris. Depth. Yeah, just to bring depth. Who's another wing defender to bring in? Again, they have options because if I'm being honest, I'd probably put my chances of Bobby Portis being on this roster at like 25% by the end of the season. Like I just think he, with his contract, somebody's going to want to take him on where he can play a lot more, right? Like in the playoffs, he barely played in the first round, and so you're paying him a lot of that money. Wonder how he fits in the scheme. Yeah, I just know that you could get something for him. And so that's going to be interesting to see. 800-990-3776. Let's go to Ron in the Key. Ron, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Good afternoon. Bennett, getting a guard that can shoot the three really well and is not as good as the defensive guard you used to have, I can't imagine you'd have any opinion on that.
No opinion.
I haven't heard, so I actually had to work, so I don't know what your take is on it. I generally think the average fan will love it because of big name. I think I like it. And in the end, mostly because I can't imagine there's any way this trade is made without Giannis' stamp of approval. And everything else is window dressing beyond that one factor. Nothing else matters because you cannot win an NBA championship without one of the top 5 guys.
So, Ron,
so whatever had to be done to keep Giannis matters.
Yeah, I actually think you bring up a good point that I want to expand on, right? Like, this is the moment that we find out Giannis the GM, right? Like, we talk about LeBron and how he picked his guys and whether the teams he put together were good or bad. We talk about actually even Aaron Rodgers, right? And like how Cobb, Mercedes Lewis, Alan Lazard, like he brought his crew. Like Giannis is putting his stamp and saying like he would have definitely had to have put the okay on a trade like this because of what Drew meant to the team and what Drew meant to the first championship. But here's why I love the trade, right? Even if it is a something we have to figure out in terms of how do they fit together, right? The defensive questions. All that matters is you have Giannis and you have Dame, right? You have two superstars with a supporting cast that are going to figure it out. Like I can say that with confidence because Dame is at a point in his career when you get two hungry individuals for a championship, right? You are going to figure it out together, right? This isn't like Dame going to be like, I want to take the Nobody cares. Like they've reached the point in their career where no one cares who does what. It's about the ultimate goal. And if it's best for the team that Giannis doesn't have the ball with 45 seconds to go, Giannis ain't going to care. You know what he'll do? He'll go after an offensive rebound like his life depends on it, right?
Think about that as well. Like now you have Giannis in the position where you usually, a lot of
he
times
doesn't have to euro into the paint.
Not at all. The pressure is off Giannis. I'm envisioning this is that if Dame misses a shot, now we have one of the greatest players of all time crashing the board for a possible putback. It's like what we can do with this offense, especially in this closing clutch time like this, it just opens up so many options.
I just think you can put him in Giannis in a spot to be more successful. I really do.
Yeah. And I think that in the end, similar to that of the NFL, the NBA is moving more and more toward an offensively driven league. And I think that the Bucks saw that, and they saw when their offense was languishing over this last season, they said, we got to make a change. And this is the change that they needed to make. And they will be one of the most elite offensive teams in the league.
And we talk about, being a Wisconsin sports fans, we all have so much heartbreak. We see the Packers not show up when we really need them. And the Milwaukee Bucks, the biggest Achilles heel, as Justin talked about Garcia, is the fact that seems like the offense just became anemic. They couldn't get anything going. They couldn't score points. There was no reason why they should ever lose a series 4-1 to an 8 seed. I don't care how good of an 8 seed Miami was. That should not be the case. And now you get a guy like that to reinvigorate your offense, a guy that can inject some offensive weapon arsenal to your team. I'm so excited about what this means for the Milwaukee Bucks in moving ahead forward as an organization.
800-990-3776. Alan, I need the juice today. I don't need quiet, Alan. I need happy, Alan.
Oh, man, that's too bad because I was certainly about to bring paper plates to the party, man.
What's going on?
Thanasis is still on the team, though, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. I just was double checking. But for real, the thing that makes this trade pretty good, though, is I don't know if the Bucks fleeced Portland or if Portland just dumped Dame, because usually the team that gets the big fish is the one that has to give up a lot. And we kind of got away with giving up basically nothing.
Yeah, whether it's them giving him up or a fleece, I think it doesn't matter.
No, but I'm saying that's the good thing of the trade. We didn't have to go and overpay for the guy, even though he's a great player. We didn't have to overpay. Normally, a player like this, somebody ends up overpaying, and it feels like Phoenix is the one who overpaid almost. I don't know if they're just emptying their locker room or whatever the hell they're doing, but it seems like Phoenix is the one who gave up the most.
Yeah, thank you for the call, Alan. And I think the biggest thing that comes to this whole thing is you did what Giannis wanted, right? He talked, the Bucks organization listened. Now we have an opportunity with them at the favorite to win the East at plus 150. The favorite to win the NBA championship at plus 360. Those are the expectations, right? We're going to see that play out. John Horst, no matter what, is a winner with what he did today. We'll keep reacting with you. We got Homer at 4:45. I can't wait to hear from Homer. He's going to be like, oh, baby, they're going to win a championship. And I'm with him, so I won't be betting against him, but I might with the Packers-Lions. We'll hit on all that. We can keep hearing from KBN Nation, 800-990-3776.
The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard.
Long-range three, and it's good! At the buzzer, Damian Lillard!
React to the trade with us, 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 43 remains very heavy. A 33-minute ride to get from Brown Deer Road to downtown. That's a 22-minute backup. Delays kicking in at Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette onto 4394 southbound. The northbound side's backed up out of the Marquette up past Keefe. And westbound 94, very heavy ride right now from downtown all the way to the Zoo Interchange. You're looking at about a 15-minute ride. Delays stretch all the way to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, a chance of showers, a low of 63. Tomorrow, mostly to partly cloudy, chance for sprinkles with a high of 68. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and you gotta love finding change in the junk drawer, or even better, a 20 in your laundry or pants pocket, right? But the best source of extra cash may be in the walls of your home. All right, wait. Now, put down the sledgehammer and tap into the value of your house by setting up a home equity line of credit and experience a state of tranquility, knowing funds are there when you need them. Get started at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
For over 4 decades, one name has stood out as a symbol of excellence in automotive sales and service. It's the Boucher Automotive Group, dedicated to providing exceptional experiences to all of our valued customers.
We will help you find the perfect vehicle within your budget while respecting your time.
With 20 convenient locations, we're the one-stop destination for all your automotive needs.
At Boucher, we're your trusted partner on every mile of your journey, riding with you every mile since 1977. The Boucher Group has exciting news to share with you. We've expanded to better serve our community.
Introducing Nissan Lake Country, the newest addition to our family.
Step into our showroom and discover our exceptional selection of brand new Nissans.
We are also stocked with the best pre-owned options in the market.
And as we expand, we're not just growing our inventory, we're also growing our team.
So join a team that values your skills and celebrates your success.
Visit us online or in-store today and view our current job listings at bouchercareers.com.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely gonna need a cold one. There's the one. It's almost playoff time, so you know I have to have some Broken Bat Brewery in my hand. Owner Tim Pauly is here to tell me all about the brews Broken Bat has available to check out while watching some baseball this fall.
So yeah, this fall we've got an amber ale. It's a classic American amber, about 5.5%. Absolute crusher, perfect for fall weather. We've got our beer Stoinker, which is named after our buddy Adam Calvi's phrase for hitting the ball out into right field. It's a German wheat. And then we've also got our classic Oktoberfest called Mr. Oktoberfest. You can find them at most of the retailers around the Milwaukee Market, Madison, Appleton, all that good stuff. And yeah, as always, Broken Bat Brewing Company, we're coming up with fun names. Everything ties back to the game of baseball. Great beer, great energy, great atmosphere.
Thanks again to Tim from Broken Bat giving me a breakdown of all the beers to check out down the stretch of the baseball season. Remember, folks, the fridge should always be stocked.
Green Bay wins their 11th consecutive home opener.
The Green and Gold host Detroit on Thursday night.
I've never been a part of a win like this. The guys in the locker room, they believe in one another.
And we're going to get you ready for the game with Green Bay Game Day.
It's a great win. It feels good. But obviously, turning around, we got a really short week ahead of us.
Tune in starting at 4 as Alex Stroh, Kyle Wallace, and Torrey Lowe get the weekend started early. Green Bay Game Day starts at 4 o'clock Thursday, right here on 94.5 ESPN. Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck.
A 3 wins the series. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard got it!
Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
Flying colors, cap and gown, Taylor time for a suit, shiny shoe, dapper down, played me for a joke, they wasn't woke, I'm laughing now, lessons was never verbal and class was never canceled, life for me ain't been a
I might have to download the Dame album, I might have to learn the words, I'm all in. I haven't had a chance to really say this, like, I am a Dame fan, right? Like, it's hard not to be. He's very likable as a player, and now we get to watch him for 82 games with Giannis, a likable player as is, a person, a personality here in the city of Milwaukee, as this is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on 94.5 ESPN, presented by Bud Light. It is the official beer of the NFL. You also find it at Fiserv Forum. Make Ultra, baby. Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Chris Larson. And again, I think it's good to take a step back here and revisit what had happened. Drew Holiday, who meant a lot to the Milwaukee Bucks community, organization, and their championship run, is now traded, no longer going to be a part of the team. Grayson Allen, whatever. He gone. 2029 pick, whatever. it gone. Pick swap, don't care. You get Dame Lillard for what feels like a fleece or organization that felt like they were just done dealing with it. And so the Bucks struck gold from that perspective. So shout out to Drew Holiday. Shout out to John Horst for making something happen when Giannis spoke out about not wanting to be complacent.
I still feel like even though Dame didn't go to his most desired place, they still did right by Damian Lillard, right? They could have sent him to, somebody mentioned the Raptors. The Raptors were an organization that's not competing for a championship. They still sent him to a place where he can do what he ultimately desires to do, and that is compete for championships. But when we look at this bigger picture of everything as well, is the Miami Heat were a threat, not just to get Dame and become a competitor. There was rumors out there and articles talking about how the Miami Heat were monitoring what's going on with Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so for the Milwaukee Bucks to hit them twice by taking Dame away and keeping Giannis here for at least the next 2 to 3 seasons, well, 2 seasons for sure, it makes, as a Bucks fan, you should be very confident in what the organization just did for you as fans.
Well, it's so rare for the Bucks to be able to pull off something like this. Usually, it's only the Celtics, the Lakers, the Heat. I mean, there's like 5 teams that can pull something like this off. And the Milwaukee Bucks, to be one of them, it's unbelievable on their execution of it and then where they stand now in the NBA. And to your point, doing right by Dame, I mean, the goal for Dame at this point has to be an NBA championship. And to be honest, looking at his contract, 2 years left on his contract, and same with Giannis. So there's a two-year window to make this happen. They better win a championship, at least one, over the next 2 years.
I mean, like I said, they're odds-on favorite to win the East, plus 150. They are the odds-on favorite to win the NBA championship. I see plus 350, plus 360. Chef Ed chimes in, I'm happier than 2 peckered goat. It is awesome to be a Wisconsin sports fan. It is damn right, Chef Ed. Let's be Justin from Milwaukee. Let's remember, too, that Dame has been vocal about wanting to play with Giannis in the past. Outside Miami, this would be his second choice. And whether it's first choice or second choice, I don't think it really matters until, maybe Dame himself didn't think that the Bucks had the capital to get it done because, that very much seemed like something that the Bucks couldn't do. And just to be able to move Drew Holiday in itself, I think, with an expiring contract coming up, retirement looming in the background, I find it fascinating that someone's willing to take that on, and then he's going to be traded.
Yeah, no, it's very shocking. And just one thing about the Bucks and the culture and getting these players, right? You get Drew Holiday, who is a good guy. Now you're getting Dame, that's a really good guy as well. So that's just something that's very positive that makes me excited again as a Bucks fan to see what we're trying to build here overall or as an organization. And so we're going to see what's going to come this season. And I expect a lot of W's and a lot of wins and a lot of celebrations, especially here at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Drinks on Ben every time the Bucks win the next day.
And
whoa.
Happy hours from 5 to 6.
You got an investment fund for me, Brad?
We better start building it now. With these guys too, usually these super teams, they become very unlikable, right? You look at them and oh my gosh, you're just stacking talent. They start to be the villain of the NBA. Maybe this is just my Milwaukee Buck fandom talking, but I feel like that's not the sentiment around the NBA. These are very likable, easy to root for guys for a super team.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, it's not like Dame forced his way to Milwaukee, right? It kind of happened naturally in a way and out of left field that it's not like you can be like, oh, can you believe it? Here we go Dame again. To Milwaukee, super teams. It didn't happen like that. And I think that's what makes it so organic and natural and fun.
And you think about a guy like James Harden who keeps team hopping and keep having these issues. And though Dame was not happy and he did tweet some things that, taking some subtle shots at the organization and about the situation, you're still happy about the way that he went about it overall as a guy in the NBA.
Let's go to OC Ken. OC Ken, what's your reaction to Dame? Freak time.
I am totally excited. To me, this is the second best Bucks trade that they've ever made during my time watching them. The first was when they traded Terry Cummings or got Terry Cummings, Craig Hodges, and Ricky Pierce. But I'm hoping Horst, knowing this whole offseason, one of the things that they definitely got to have, and you started to talk about it, I was kind of disappointed you didn't go further into it. They need another point guard that can pick up that other 13, 12 minutes per game when Lillard is sitting out. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the call. And again, that's something on September 27th. I know you're getting closer to the season, right? Preseason starts in October. Then you get into the season. You have tradable assets. and I think that's the important thing to note. They may not have the draft capital, but they do have a guy like Bobby Portis, which may hurt from a mayor of Milwaukee standpoint and an emotional standpoint, but you just moved on from someone who everyone has a lot of heart and love for as well to help make the team win a championship.
Yeah, Bobby Portis and Pat Connaughton, $20 million a cap hit between them. You could probably take that and get 3 out of it. And to be honest, to make an NBA championship run, you probably need 8 guys, and you probably play 7 a lot. So, the starting 5 seems to be pretty set, but a couple more guys throughout the year, that's something that the team will figure out.
You only need 8. Sooner or later, at times I feel like the Bucks had too many in a weird way, where like Jay Crowder wasn't playing, Bobby Portis wasn't playing. Like they were still trying to figure out last year who their rotation was, and I think that's a bad problem to have as you head towards the playoffs. Dan Antosa makes a good point that I have not. I've seen it on Twitter, but I did not point out. Terry Stotts, the former head coach of Dame, is an assistant coach for the Bucks.
Yes,
that's
right. That's right.
And so when mentioning that, again, it's just like. It's not tampering. It's just another connection that makes you feel comfortable to come to a situation where you have familiarity.
My goodness, I can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And you talk about the offensive mind that he has in combination with what Adrian Griffin has for a reputation. I'm so even more excited about just the relationship, right? The chemistry that they're already going to have. We're talking about whether or not Giannis and Dame are going to get along. We're not too concerned about it. How comfortable that's going to be for Dame to come into a new situation in a new city and have somebody that he actually trusted in with that organization. They went to war together with Terry Stotts and Dame, so I love that.
Yeah, and I think as far as Dame getting comfortable, Miami was the other team that was floating around in here. The cultures of Portland and Miami are very different. The cultures of Portland and Milwaukee are a lot closer, right? So I think he's going to show up here. Maybe he doesn't know a whole lot about Milwaukee, the fan base. I mean, man, he's going to be so loved by the Milwaukee fans. It seems like most guys that come through the doors here fall in love with the city. So I'm expecting Dame to do the same thing with a ring on his finger, might I add.
Rudy from Sheboygan, go ahead and try and tell me that Giannis and John Horst don't love each other and aren't a match made in heaven. And I'll call you a bigger idiot than Ryan Wollersheim out in Madison when calling out my guy Ben. And Ben, we brust. Rudy, I always love you. Let's go to Bruce in Brookfield. Bruce, welcome in to KBN. Your reaction to Freak Time, Dame to Giannis. I'm going to love it. Bruce going once. Bruce going twice. Bruce dropped on KBN. I got to give a shout out to my friends at Herd Hospitality because I took a bus up MilwaukeeBroadhouse.com, GolfWanakee.com out in Waukesha to and from every Green Bay football game this season. You can get there safely with private buses, VIP experiences, and all you can drink and eat packages up at the bar at Holmgren Way. It's the official ride to Green Bay. Herd Hospitality, Milwaukee Broadhouse, Jack's American Pub, Golf Wanakee. It's an amazing place for you to go. They have the setup perfect. I got to Milwaukee Broadhouse on Sunday, and I went through the line. They gave me my lanyard for my bus. They gave me my all I can eat, all I can drink pass to the bar at Holmgren Way, and then I'm on my very way with coolers and water and all you can drink on the bus. Like, it's just an amazing experience. Not to think about the traffic, not to think about the travel. Just have fun on your way to Green Bay. That's what I did, and I will continue to do. Jack's American Pub, Milwaukee Broadhouse, and Wanakee Golf Course. Check out those websites and book your ride to Green Bay today. Joining us next, Homer of the Homer Hour. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, baby, it's going to be good.
The Bucks have traded for Damian Lillard.
Lillard, long range three, and it's good! At the buzzer, Damian Lillard!
React to the trade with us, 94.5 ESPN. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
Using the word black licorice is like being left-handed.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by American Family Insurance.
I think it's the same percentage of people like black licorice that are left-handed.
You're partially left-handed.
I'm not left-handed. No,
you golf left-handed.
Right, if you don't.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7 and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University. Affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
We all have someone we know or love that has been affected by some form of cancer.
No matter how well you love and support them and try to be there for them, you can never really know what a person is feeling after hearing the words, "You have breast cancer."
Only another person that has been through this experience can really understand what it feels like.
ABCD, After Breast Cancer Diagnosis, is a Milwaukee-based organization known around the world.
When someone calls ABCD, they are matched with a mentor who is a breast cancer survivor of similar age and has the same type of breast cancer who can provide hope when people need it the most.
Kessler's is excited to announce that we've designed 3 new Hope pendants to honor breast cancer patients, survivors, thrivers, and caregivers.
100% of the net proceeds, along with an additional donation from Kessler's, will support ABCD when you purchase the symbol of hope.
You can find a link with more information about ABCD, along with all 3 modern designs starting at just $75 in sterling silver and $598 in gold, online at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. Guys, did you know that the stored belly fat reduces your free testosterone? The more the belly grows, the harder it is to drop, mostly because of the decrease in free T. It's a vicious cycle that men are losing, and unfortunately, everyone can see it. Mentality breaks that cycle with semaglutide, an industry-changing weight loss medication that can help you lose up to 15% of your body weight while preserving your testosterone. Join our over 20,000 clients to look and feel the way you deserve. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Heading up north for some golf? Be sure to book a tee time at the Ball Golf Course, an Arnold Palmer masterpiece just north of Milwaukee on the way to Kohler. It's the best destination for your next Wisconsin round of golf. Enjoy golf. Enjoy the bog.
Sharpen your investment and retirement strategy at the Annex Wealth Management Navigating the Markets presentation. What are the headwinds for portfolios in excess of $1 million? Will the long-awaited recession actually happen? And what can you do to calibrate your portfolio? Navigating the Markets takes place October 5th at the Sharon Lynn Wilson Center for the Arts in Brookfield. This premier event is open to everyone. Complete details and sign up at annexwealth.com/events. The American economy is at a critical juncture. What's next? Join us for Navigating the Markets from Annex Wealth Management.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Q Club of Wisconsin is a hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
That's right, Gary. We've got so much going on here. And of course, you know we're your home for green and gold games every week. Plus, book our VIP area for any of your parties, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. And of course, our fish fry piled high on Wednesdays and Fridays.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out QClubofWisconsin.com.
Damian Lillard is now a Milwaukee Buck.
A 3 wins the series. It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard got it!
Keep it tuned right here to 94.5 ESPN.
Ever since a young boy, I've been getting buckets. Ever since a young boy,
Homer, are you familiar with Damian Lillard's work?
Do I get my music when I come on or not?
Damian Lillard was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks.
You got a Bud
respect the music.
This is the greatest trade in Bucks history.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
What? Yes, it is.
Why do you have to be like I was born yesterday? The move to get Oscar Robertson was the greatest trade in Bucks history, and unless your guy Dame, get rid of this music. This ain't me. This is my time. You don't want me, get whoever that is, or get Dame Lillard on. I thought it was my time.
All right, it's Homer time.
Yeah.
Get it going, Chris.
Wow.
He knows. Chris knows what I want.
I know exactly
Dr. Duke, baby.
I know exactly what you want to.
That's
but
right.
I know.
So if they do that, then yes.
So what do they have to do? So what does Damian Lillard have to do? You say
They got to get they have to get to the NBA Finals.
No, they have to do more.
No,
They got to win.
No, they don't have to win.
Yes, they do.
You'd
Homer.
like them to win. No, you'd like them to win, but getting to the NBA championships, you have to do.
Baloney. No.
So over the next 3 years, just getting there would be enough?
No, I think you want to. I thought we were just talking about this next year.
Oh, no.
Time
Over the course of Giannis
the time that Lillard is
and
there,
Lillard.
you want to win a title. Yes.
And then would it
then it
surpass?
becomes the greatest.
No.
What, Homer?
It would be
Homer,
two championships in the Giannis era.
No, not Lillard didn't get credit for the first one.
But it still goes to Giannis.
Can I answer the question?
No.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
With Oscar Robertson, they won one and lost to the finals in another. So that's what he's got to do to match what Oscar did.
Then correct me if I'm wrong. You were around. I was not. I was just a twinkle in my dad and mom's eye. And so
You might not have even been that.
You can look these things up,
But
right?
no, well,
you
I'm
heard
saying-
of Google?
The Bucks organization wasn't around for that long before they made that trade, correct?
Well, yeah, but they had the greatest player.
So what I'm saying is this: is that based off after that, the Bucks went 50 years without winning a title, and so the fact that they can go get Dame and maybe win another title within a 5 years,
wait a minute.
that should be. This would be the greatest. Yes. How long we sucked for? We should be excited. This is the greatest trade in Bucks history.
Chris, get it on Twitter at KBN ESPN. If Dame helps the Bucks win a championship in the next 2 years, is this the greatest trade in Bucks history?
Because people don't even know.
Wait, let me finish. If they say yes, I want my $5 back.
No,
if they say yes, put the money.
They're all wrong.
Put the money down. I'll put $5 in here. Let's make the bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet on Twitter.
Ask these people who the first 3 presidents of the United States were. They won't know that. That was too long ago.
George Washington?
All these people are doing
John
is showing
Adams?
They didn't look
Thomas
it up.
Jefferson.
I was going to say
We got it. See, us Youngs can get the first 3 presidents. Look at us.
These are the people that are voting.
Yeah.
No, they won a title and were in the finals in another and would have maybe won that, except everybody was hurt. So look to see what they did with Oscar Robertson, and they got to match
the
that.
pain the organization
That has
had to
nothing
face
to
for
do with
so
it,
long.
no.
This is the great, and it could keep Giannis around for a long time. So yes, this is the greatest trade in Bucks history.
Anything that keeps Giannis around is a great trade.
It's the great.
Right.
You forgetting the EST.
No. You can say it, and you're just wrong.
He's not wrong on this one.
No,
Thank you.
Thank
you,
Ben. Is that he hasn't looked at the Bucks? Then had the great player in Lou Alcindor or Kareem, couldn't win the title, so they added Oscar Robertson. The Bucks now, and what this needs to be emphasized. First of all, that this is an entertainment thing first. Like, this is a great decision to fire things up like we're trying a new way. This is a new way. So late in the game, we're not going to ever have to worry about Giannis having to be the guy. There's another guy on the floor.
I'm with you.
Now, Giannis may still be the guy sometimes, but you have another option. Defense isn't going to be as good because they're giving up maybe one of the greatest defensive guards ever.
Love Drew. He's one of the main reasons why they came back from down 3-1.
So it's a different approach, and people are going to be so fired up and excited they're going to sell tickets.
Wait a minute.
Score points.
Time out. Homer.
Dear District.
I did the Googles.
Yeah, right.
And Kareem was a rookie in 1969.
Yeah.
And then the Bucks won the championship what year?
71 after they got us.
So you mean to tell me they only had to deal with 2-3 seasons of being back? So you say they couldn't win. Giannis couldn't win before he got Drew, and then when we had Drew, we haven't won since then. And so I'm saying this has to be the greatest trade. It has to be.
They won one with Drew.
We won one with Drew, and then what happened the following years, the following season?
Hurt.
There's a reason why Coach Bud is not the coach anymore of the almost said the Green Bay Packers of the Milwaukee Bucks
because Giannis wanted somebody else.
There is a reason why.
Why?
So all I'm saying,
Giannis wanted somebody else.
Kareem only went a couple seasons without having Oscar. What, he lost 1 year, 2 years? Giannis, he's lost many years with our boy Drew Holiday, and we had to switch it up, and we got somebody who's going to help us win another title. This is the greatest trade, Homer. You should just say it, Homer.
No, just keep working on it. You just look to see what they did with Oscar.
There's no suffering here. Oh my gosh, a rookie didn't win in his first season.
Didn't know.
Oh, that seems so terrible.
Suffering's a part of it.
Terrible.
Suffering is a part of it?
Yes, it is a part of it.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was winning and losing and what happened before you were here in the last 40 years. That has nothing to do with Giannis. From the day Giannis got here and got to be one of the elite players, they were in the same position that they were.
Why is Brett Favre so special to Packers fans?
Because he won a Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
And I'm just saying the same with Lillard.
And we waited, and it's also because of the fact that the Packers went so long without winning a Super Bowl. Give me that. What was that? 35 years since they won a Super Bowl that time. They won
I'm going to jump in because I think we're getting to a stalemate here.
Yeah,
you already broke it.
Where I stand with Kyle is because of the 50 years in between championships. If this trade ends up helping them win 2 championships within 3 years, that to me helps make it the greatest trade of all time because of the.
I will agree with that.
Yeah,
they got to win 2.
No.
You just said if they win 2 of the next 3. Didn't that what you just said? Does he not even listen to himself?
2021 is one of them. I'm counting that one.
No, you can't.
Because
Damian Lillard's
whether Dame was a part of it or not, John Horst still brought in Dame to help get 2.
You can't say a trade is great when part of the reason was what happened before.
We know what he
trade.
means, Brad. Help him out.
I mean, there's just so much action going on here. I agree. Maybe it's just the youth in this room, but I agree. I think this is the greatest trade in Bucs history.
Put that on our age.
Oh, no, because I'm saying...
You're the same damn age as us.
I know, so I'm saying. Like, I'm agreeing with you. The youthful trio here is agreeing with you. I think it's more seismic, and I think that in today's NBA, it's even harder to pull this trade off.
Take that.
They won a title before Lillard came. It's not like if they had not won a title with Giannis and Lillard comes and wins one, that's different. You won one without it.
I'm more so just trying to say it's adding to the overall legacy of the Giannis era, which helps make it the greatest trade because you're bringing in multiple championships over 5 years. That's more than what Lou Alcindor and Oscar Robertson were able to do.
Then give it to Horst. He's the one that deserves it.
Then I'll give it to Horst. That's my overall point.
Maybe the Bucs should have traded Oscar Robertson for some other guard back in like 1970 something. So maybe he wouldn't have asked for a trade.
Yeah, who cares about a triple-double?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Hey, just remember this. It's no different for Kareem than it is for Giannis. When Giannis asks to be traded, he'll be traded.
I need business
Just
real quick, Homer.
Yes.
I need business. You put out the over-under for the Packers is 9.5 wins.
No, that's what it is on the sportsbook, yeah.
I said that. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Do you want the over or the under? Over's plus 110, the under's minus 130.
I'll probably take the under.
I want the under.
Oh, well, sorry. Sucks for you.
No bet for us.
Yeah.
Till the next bet.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. I ain't taking it.
You don't want that? You don't want the plus 110 on the over?
If they beat Detroit, I'll take 10.
Nah. That's crap,
just
and you know it.
Just shift the trade.
The bargainer. He's getting less fun with old age. Used to bet me on anything. That's Homer. The Homer Hour's 5 to 6. As he would say.
Tony Smith, I know he's on your show. He's on my show, too.
Next!
One more time.
Well, it looks like we might have an issue in Racine. Spring and State Streets, otherwise known as Highway C and Highway 38, looks like they are going to be diverting traffic